Blog Talk Radio.
He is the last of his kind. All that remains of a once powerful nation. Some think he is a myth. Some believe he is the chosen one, who will bring balance to a world at war. And some will stop at nothing to destroy him.
Welcome, Moors, to Moorish Talk Live 100. I'm your host, Tarhaka Amana El Bay, and this afternoon, this evening, we're going to be dealing with winning your case before you ever go to court. I believe that is something that we really need to be concerned about, because I get a lot of calls on a regular basis from folks still after many broadcasts that are already in the money. We're already in trouble. And even though I tell you, the best time to make ammunition is in peacetime. When there's nothing going on, you should be learning something about your current circumstances. If you see something looming on the horizon that you need to eliminate it. You don't wait to there is a problem to correct it. Excuse me. Okay, I'm back. For instance, we're going to say that you got a ticket. Okay, you was traveling. You got somebody's driver's license, which means you gave up your right to travel once you got that. You exchanged your right for somebody to give you a license to tax you, jail you, rob you, take your property, take your hard-earned money, incarcerate you. That's what you have exchange your freedom of right to travel for when you get that. You get your registration and you purchase your vehicle, and you don't get it deregistered and all of that stuff. You play right straight into that situation. But now we're going to say that you got your ticket, and once you got that ticket, they say, well, you got to go to court. Okay, you don't go to court. All right, so now the situation got a little bit worse. And next thing you know, you get something in the mail. Well, we issue papers for your arrest because you didn't pay the ticket. You didn't go to court. So now things are getting worse and worse and worse. Well, in a lot of cases, what happens is I'll get a phone call. Brother Tarhaka, I need your help, bro. I got a ticket. I didn't go to court. Yada, 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 yada. Okay. And what I'm trying to get the brothers and the sisters to understand is you don't wait for war to break out before you make ammunition. You get your ammunition, you get your guns, you get all that ready ahead of time. Then you prepare so when something happens, it'll roll off your back with ease. Okay, I know y'all remember me telling you about a little situation where I was traveling in someone else's vehicle, didn't know the tail lights was out, and They pulled me over, and the only thing I had in my pocket was my Moorish ID that is only supposed to be shown to my people. However, that's all I had, and they insisted on identifying me, and I said, well, look, I'm not supposed to give you this, but I have no choice. There's nothing else I can do. And so they said, well, we're going to have to take you down to the fingerprint. Now, keep in mind, this is after I had shown them identification because I'm traveling. I already let them know I'm traveling. But to show you how things work out, they took me down there in the jail and stuff, and I'm, got a chance to talk to the people and all this right here and gather up all witnesses and find out what was going on with them and find out that there's this major conspiracy going on of denationalization, hostage taking, all this right here that's going on in the city. So we got a chance to put things in motion in order to bust that wide open. So I was able to get out, but the interesting thing is I found out something else. That when you use a bail bond, and keep in mind the jail people, they're attaching you to the fiction, and but you want to be bonded out, and so when you get over there to the bail bondsmen, they are going to deal with the fiction also, and they're the ones that's standing in between the jail and the court to make sure you go to jail, you get out of jail by them, we attach you, we reaffirm your attachment to the fiction, and then we send you to the court that tries to make one last attempt to attach you to the fiction. Okay, it's all about the fiction and money. So what I did was I said, well, okay, let me go back down to the bail bondsman because I see they got the fiction over here from the jail. Let me go back to the bail bondsman and do some detaching. So when I got over there, I said, well, look, they're concerned about, well, you got to go to court. And I said, okay, well, first of all, are you so-and-so? No. I said, we have a mistake. I said, I need to come down there and bring you my ID. And so when I come down there, I brought the ID and showed it to them. I said, now, this is the exact same ID that I get to the policeman, and what I need from you is confirmation that I have been identified. So they went and ran a copy off of it, and they wrote out that his ID card, we see his ID card, and they signed it. Okay, now I'm officially ready to go to court. Okay, now, keep in mind they didn't already forward the information over to the court on the fiction, but this time, here come the man. So we get over there to the courthouse, and I go up there and find out what court is in. I got up there, and the guy come outside, the little bailiff, and he says, okay, everybody, we got to hurry up. We got a real heavy caseload and all this right here. So when we go in to see the judge, you're going to have to enter a plea of guilty, not guilty, or no contest. You got to enter a plea. I said, whoa, wait a minute, partner. Hold on a minute. First of all, I need to know what jurisdiction is this? Is this a common law jurisdiction or is it a civil matter? Well, we don't deal with that right now. We just deal with the enter the plea. I said, well, no. I said, I can't enter a plea, no contest, not guilty or none of it until I find out what kind of jurisdiction you got. I said, I need to know, is my name on your list? Well, let's check and see if your name on the list. Okay, so what's your name? I said, well, it's Tarhaka Montreal Bay. Okay, look down there. We don't have that name on it. You don't have no other name? No, sir. No, sir. This is my name. Here is my identification right here. And here's a copy of the information that was given to me from the bail bondsman. Here's the date. Here's the stamp. Here is their information and their signature on it right here. Okay, well, you need to go downstairs and find out what court you need to go to. I said, okay. So when we go down to back downstairs, because the man is not scheduled to go there. That's where the fiction is supposed to be. But anyway, when we get downstairs, they check down there. Sure enough, there's no individual named Tarhaka Montreal Bay nowhere. Okay? Now, keep in mind that at the initial stop, this identification with this title was given to them. Okay? But it was totally ignored because what we want to do is we want to attach you to the fiction so that we can charge you and do all this right here. So now we have a problem. So when I got downstairs and have it on their book, so I tell you what, this is what I'm going to do. I need you to take this document I got from the bail bondsman, and I need to get it time-stamped, clearly showing that I came here, I was here, I was on time, and here's the information from the bail bondsman specifically telling you that I'm supposed to be here, this is the court I'm supposed to be in, and all of that, and I just need you to time-stamp it. So in the event something goes wrong, now we have an additional lawsuit. So I went over there, and we explained to the policeman, and they said, well, we're going to timestamp it for you. And they went ahead and put a timestamp on it, and we was headed on out the door. That was nice. So now I'll take that document, and I'll go ahead and make copies up of it, and along with the lawsuit, we'll go ahead and add that information in, and we'll go ahead and flex that. But now, dealing with winning your case before you ever go to court, the way you do that is you're going to have to use a process that I call how I put it. Soon as it come in, jump dead on it right there. Don't let no time waste. We're not gonna wait till Friday. We're not gonna. As soon as the weekend come and I can sit down and relax, then I deal with it. We ain't gonna deal with none of that like that. We're gonna deal with it immediately. Hold on, we're going to a commercial break. When we come back, we're gonna get down in this broadcast. Okay, hold on.
A fresh new alternative to your holiday cooking needs. Auntie's Home Cooking and Catering are here for all of your holiday needs, preparing and delivering your holiday meals straight to you. Go to our website at www.Auntie's Home Cooking and Catering and check out our special holiday menu. Auntie's Home Cooking and Catering brings over 25 years of restaurant and food preparation to the table, along with providing you with a stress-free holiday experience. Call Sharon Hunter or Felicia Camara at 469-206-6523 and let us do the cooking for you.
We're going to say that you get a ticket. Remember the rule, the 3-day rule. Sometimes you might slip a day, but we don't want no more than a day. You don't want to sign no tickets, especially if you told the man you're traveling. If you don't give him a driving license, you're already messed up. But you got identification, and they say, well, you need a driver's license. I'm going to have to write your ticket for no driving. Okay, fine. Go ahead and write it. And I need you to sign right here. No, I can't sign that, man, because I don't have a contract with you. I told you I was traveling. All right, so you take that ticket, and as soon as you get home, not tomorrow, but as soon as you get home, you take that ticket and write diagonally across that ticket, no contract, refusal of contract, contract denied. Okay, you got it? No contract, refusal of contract, contract denied. All right? Now, you get what's called a certificate of service. And for those of you who don't have my counsel law non-beneficial contracts package, those documents are in there. Your certificate of service and other documents are in there for you to use automatically.
Okay? All right. Now, once we get that filled out that night, on that day and that night, we'll take that and you can send that certified mail with return receipt, express mail overnight. Boom. To the county recorder's office. You make a copy of all that you have done. You have a copy. You send their copy back to them. Now, at any given point in time that they are saying that, that's not a part of our system. We don't, acknowledge that, and that's fine. You don't have to acknowledge nothing. This has been done. You got it. I sent it to you. I got proof I did. That's all I need. And the reason why is because in the event something happens, you can file a claim. You can attach this information to it, and you can sue them because though you are playing by the rules of the game. Number one, you don't have a contract with them. Number two, the contract was denied. Number three, you added it to a certificate of service and you served it on them. Okay? That's how you do that. Now, all you have to do is remember that the entire United States operates under a continuous series of contracts under what's called contract law. And the United States of America does not interfere with anybody's right to make contracts. The only thing that we have to do is learn how to formulate our own contracts. And me personally, I believe for as long as I've been doing these broadcasts, and the brothers and sisters have been listening to these broadcasts, I believe, especially the ones that actually got my documents and stuff, I believe that every last one of you should be able to just simply, if there's a problem, go home, get on your computer, and just simply crank out the solution, get it served, go on and keep living. Just like that. You shouldn't, after all this time and all the information that we have put out, there shouldn't be anybody asking any questions about anything. That's just my personal opinion, because this game is real, and the law game is a part of the global system of white supremacy. There are 9 points: economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. Okay, there's one of the 9 points. In other words, these are the points that these people are making billions of dollars on. And in our case, they're making this kind of money in all 50 states. They got the system set up. We got the jail. We got the bail bondsman. We got the courthouse. Okay, so that's the law game. But now, once you understand that and get their game off of you, by learning how to win your case before you ever go to court, by mastering the use of contracts, formulating your own contracts, and serving it on them first. So by the time you get to the court, if you have to go there, you on your claim form, you should simply say prosecutor. That's you. And whoever it is you're going after, that's the defendant. That's them. And make sure you always put their stuff in capital letters. And always make sure that they understand that you are a prosecutor, a man or a woman, and this situation is a common law jurisdiction situation. We want to put that on there. We want to make sure that's written on that claim form. And we want to briefly describe why this claim exists. And you are claiming what? In a brief 1 sentence, 1 or 2 sentences max. All the other documentation that you have, if you are doing an administrative process, if you're working with a debt collector, or if you are dealing with a student loan, or if you're dealing with a child support, or if you find out the bankruptcy people, yeah, that's the latest thing now. They've been robbing us on the bankruptcy situation too. You know, we're under the impression that I filed bankruptcy and I can sit back and relax and just pay a little bit. No, that's robbery too. So you want to get that going on them, and but you have to make sure that every document that you do, everything that you are formulating when you're formulating your contract is impregnable. You got all the laws that cannot be refuted, cannot be denied. They ain't vague. No one can say, well, we didn't understand, because there's no excuse for not understanding the law, and this is why we're having these classes. Then you will make sure it's signed, dated, notarized, and witnessed. You send the initial affidavit. Make sure that if there is damages that you have stipulated the damages in your initial affidavit and how much money you are seeking to recover as a result of the damages in your initial affidavit. Okay, now you put a letter in the court somewhere. Judge, you say, well, this is just a letter, this is just some hearsay, I'm just throw it away. But if it is a signed and notarized affidavit, now we brought a notary in, it's occupying the office of Secretary of State. We got witnesses that could very well testify. We can't throw that away. And then it's signed, it's got your signature on it, and then you got your claim letting them know that, okay, this is a common law jurisdiction, I'm operating as a prosecutor against a defendant. Okay, and this is in a common law jurisdiction. You got to have that on there so that they can know and see what this is about, what jurisdiction has been placed in by the prosecutor, and all this stuff is right there. So long before you ever get to that claim form, you want to make sure that you've already put them in a position of loss. You put them in a position where they got to, by law, rebut that affidavit if it cannot be rebutted. In most cases, well, in some cases, a lot of times they just get, man, ain't nothing I can do with this, especially when they get them from me. They just say, well, just send them a letter and just tell him something about our company. And when they do that, then I said, well, okay, I'm not going to add a certificate of non-response, a letter of non-response to this. I'm just going to send a notice of fault and opportunity to cure, since you responded. However, if you do not respond to this, and we're still talking about the initial affidavit, if you do not respond to this notice of fault, then I will add a certificate of non-response. Okay, you will look for every opportunity to build your papers, stack your papers. All right, and then we get down to the notice of fault and dishonor, and it is at that point now we are officially ready. If they do not rebut that initial affidavit, then we can send another certificate of non-response along with that notice of fault and dishonor. Now we are officially ready to file that claim, and we can attach all that we have done to the claim form. And brothers, one more time, because I keep getting phone calls from brothers and sisters that's telling me, well, I filed a complaint. I ain't never told you. I'm not telling you to go file no complaint. Don't complain about nothing. We're not talking about a complaint. We are talking about a claim. Somebody has done something to you. You are claiming the right to get it solved, get the situation solved. You're not going in somewhere to complain about something and hope somebody do something because you complained about it. No, it don't go that way. That's not the way it goes. So when it comes to court, you want to make sure that if you ever have to go there, it's always a no-win situation for them. Always. And the way to do that is to be diligent. You be diligent. And one of the most powerful things that you have at your disposal is knowledge of your own self. Believe it or not, you are confident when you know everything there is to know about yourself, your ancient culture, and your ancient story. And after you get that done, then you want to learn about his story. And in fact, he doesn't have a story. So once we get this, we have some leverage. You're confident. You're not afraid, you see. Because I keep trying to explain to brothers and sisters where your power comes from. But before we continue, let me go into our announcement. Okay. January the 9th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be have Chief Murray and Shirley Stewart on as our guests, and we're going to be dealing with the birth certificate. That'll be Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and also we will be coming back on January the 13th. Sister Sophia Stewart will be our guest here on Morris Talk Live 100, and we will be discussing her works, the Terminator and the Matrix and the latest developments and stuff. So make sure that you catch both of these broadcasts. Also, don't forget we have added a new gift for you. For those of you who are getting any of our packages over at New Debt Elimination, we have added on your forecast, your astrological forecast for this year. We will be moving into the year of the goat, and that is going to happen February the 19th. We're still in the year of the horse, but by February the 19th, we will move into the year of the goat, and that will last from February the 19th, 2015, until February the 7th, 2016. We have that complete book that we will give you at no additional donation when you get your packages and stuff. And also, for those of you who are trying to own your own little business and stuff and you want to join up with the MCA Matrix, we're also giving you that book there. You'll see the advertisement of it in red down at the bottom of the page at our Own Your Own Business slot over at newdebtelimination.com. So keep in mind that comes along with any package you get. You get your cancel all non-beneficial contracts, get rid of the mortgage, get rid of the Internal Revenue Service, any of them. That gift comes along with that. And in addition to Tarhaka's Master Library, that comes along with those packages as well. So inside this book, it deals with all of your months, all 12 months in the year as far as your Western sign go. And as far as your Eastern sign go, it deals with all 12 months of the year. That too. Okay, very, very informative book. And this is for the year 2015 and 16. Absolutely free to you at no additional donation at newdebtelimination.com. Okay? So make sure that you look out for that when you get your
Okay,
package.
check
right?
this out. The entire U.S. operates on contracts. Everything is about a contract. We have to learn how to create our own contracts and enforce them instead of always being a victim of somebody else's contracts they enforce. Let's launch some of our own. Go to www.newdebtelimination.com. Contact me, Tarhaka, Monterey Bay, 904-303-9061. We don't have to continue to be a victim. We can do something about this thing, man. And once you learn the rules of the game and you learn how to formulate your own contract and how to enforce them, it's on and popping. Give me a call, 904-303-9061 before 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go to newdebtelimination.com.
All right, Mo. Now, today is January the 7th. And today was the mailing out of my initial affidavit to the sheriff of our county. And we sent him express mail, certified. They'll have to sign for it, and it will reach him overnight. Okay? What was interesting was that yesterday, when the mail came, there was 2 cards in there. And it says that a capias has been issued for your arrest. I said, whoa, goody, this is dead on time. So what I did was I just took it and wrote across the face of it, no contract, refused contract denied, and stuck it under the paper clip of the initial affidavit, and we was able to ship it back, and it will arrive tomorrow with a extra day left over. So we was able to do that, and then I'll take the other card and I'll add it to my copies of the document in preparation for anything, because this stuff is impregnable. I'm not. He usually just run. But anyway, we let's say we deal with child support, because I get a lot of people calling me about the child support situation. They seem to think that the child support situation is different from a student loan situation, or is different from a driver's license situation. No, it ain't. Same scam, same robbery, same theft, same garbage. Okay? And keep in mind, if you understand the workings and the inner workings of the system that you're dealing with, you are dealing with a system of robbery. That's the bottom line. The system, and I mean, I know they mean well. They're under the impression that, well, he don't want to give me no child support money, so I'm gonna go down there and tell them folks down there. Okay, well, the first thing she's not understanding is the child is already property of the state. It's got a birth certificate. She is too, and more than likely he is too if we haven't done anything about it. All right, she's under the impression that they are making the man give her some child support. No, they ain't. What they're doing is they'll go and they'll get him, and they'll have him pay money into their coffers and stuff. They'll take their money and invest it, make more money off of it in all kind of ways, and incarcerate him and do all kind of stuff. And then they give you a check. A check made out to the fiction. They send you a check. It's made out to the fiction in all capital letters, and that's supposed to be for the child. But guess what? If you don't, if they find out you ain't doing what they want you to do with the check, then they put you in jail too, and all of this right here. So the sister, she's got to wake up to the game too, because see, the same thing with marriage. You know, it's all designed to benefit everybody but you. Everybody get paid about it but you. When the child is born in the hospital, everybody get paid about it but you. Okay? Student loan, everybody get paid about it but you. Driver's license, everybody get paid all year long, every year. Well, I got a ticket last year. I got a ticket this year. I got a DUI. I got a what? You know, everybody getting paid but you. Because you, on the outskirts of the game, you haven't learned how to master the game. You haven't looked at the fact that the judge, he's not sitting on the bench. He's sitting on the bank. Just like on the river bank. In the bank, you got current, the currency, the ebb and flow. You know, the flow, that flow, the tide. He's sitting on the bank in the waters of maritime admiralty law. It's all about paper. We get under the impression, I really believe this, that the people that we are dealing with, the child support people, actually care something about our children. No, they don't. It's about money. Oh man, this whole system. You go to jail. All right. Then the judge, he come back and say, okay, we done robbed you on the birth certificate, we're gonna lock you up, and they kept you in jail. We scraped the money from your Social Security, the number, and the birth certificate, and all that. And then you go back to court and say, well, we gonna get you let you out, but we gonna put you on probation. Okay, so now we got another buddy around the corner that you got to check in with him. You can't leave the house. You can't stay out late. You can't do none of this. We're gonna restrict your freedom because we know you bound to try to be free, but we got to make sure that you're in a position to pay us in the event you try to be free. And you're going to take that money and give it to the probation officer. So now he is my understanding that he performs certain checks on you. You might have to take a P test. We can't smell no marijuana. In other words, you can't show us no indication of a man that's free. You got to remain slave, even though we don't let you out of our jail. My buddy around the corner is you got to pay him your probation money. All right, now after you violate probation, then we got to lock you back up and start extracting more money from you, and that's called repeat business. That's that's what you call repeat business. So we have to learn to stop thinking that it is something in this system that cares about us. No, you have to care about yourself. Knowledge is power, and knowledge of self is the first power you're supposed to have. Then you can get on with understanding the commerce game. You can understand how to formulate your contract. All that is secondary. But the first thing you got to do is understand who you are, because this is what you're faced with, brother and sister. You're faced with someone buying your land that is an immigrant. And let a little silence go across there. You are dealing with someone who is occupying your land and is an immigrant. Okay? Doesn't have a history. We got to dissect some of this. And the reason why you want to know this, instead of, because see, a lot of times I think what we believe is, if I know how to do up my affidavit and I know how to send it over there and get rid of the debt, whoo, man, everything will be all right. No, it won't. No, it won't. You still don't have the power. All this is secondary. First thing we have to know is the same thing that we're supposed to know in the beginning, and that's who we are. And we got some of the most intelligent brothers and sisters in the world who don't know who they are, and regardless of what they know about the commerce game and contract law and all that right there, they still don't know nothing because they don't have nothing. They learn some things, they'll formulate some things, sitting in the room and in an armchair and all that. But when they get inside that courtroom in front of the man, they done lost consciousness. They done forgot 75% of what they thought they knew. They don't understand 9 times out of 10, the man that's standing in front of me, he's an immigrant on your land. Number one. That's step one. Let me open up this info, this line here. Area code 202.
Hello, how you doing? Hey, I was listening to you.
Hey, I'm fine, man. You got a lot of background noise. You got to cut it off, brother. Cut the background noise off so we can hear you.
Hold on one second. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you. What's on your mind?
Okay. You mentioned the capias. What was the capias for?
A capias?
A capias affidavit for arrest?
And no, when they see you issue a capias, that's a capias for not appearing, not showing up for the initial, the secondary robbery.
Okay, is that a traffic ticket? I came in a little bit late, and I just came in when you was talking about the ticket. I didn't know if you was talking about a traffic ticket or what kind of.
Oh yeah, it could be a traffic ticket. Yeah. 9 times out of 10, you know how it go. You go to jail, you bond out. But what we haven't looked at is we had the nerve to look at the bail bondsman as our friend. Now he's part of the system. What he's doing is reestablishing, reattaching you to the fiction, and guaranteeing the court that he can deliver deliver the fiction to the court. And if you don't show up, now you're in default, and so the capias is issued, so the problem get bigger and bigger.
Right. Yeah, you're right on that.
Oh yeah, but I'm just trying to get the brothers and sisters to understand that they all in the same club. They all in the same group. They don't ever be thinking that nobody care about nothing. They don't care about nothing. It's just about money. That's all. Okay.
Yeah. It's about money and capturing that dude on that capias for that dude on that driver's license.
Oh yeah. Well, if you got a driver's license, you can't get a driver's license without giving up a right you already had. You already had a right to travel when you was born on Earth. But when you go in there and get a driver's license, because they done led you to believe you're supposed to have one without telling you anything about a right, so they didn't give you full disclosure. The bail bondsmen don't give you full disclosure. The court doesn't give you full disclosure, and neither does the police department. So we have a problem. That's a lawsuit in itself.
Yeah, but if you're driving up under their driver's license, you're driving up under their jurisdiction. When you accept their driver's license, you're accepting Basically, what they're doing is a quasi-contract. They're asking you. You're giving them permission. What you're doing is giving them consent, giving them permission to prosecute you on anything other than murder.
That's right.
That's how powerful.
Now,
that's how powerful the driver's license is.
Well, if we get in one of them situations, we do find ourselves landing in the court. Before we begin, the first question that we need to ask is just let the judge know. So, well, Judge, hold on, I got a question because of some things I don't understand and I need your help. Is this a civil matter or common law jurisdictional matter? And if by some hook or crook it tells you a civil matter, now we're looking for the prosecution to provide the body. Either some medical reports or the ambulance report to show where the dead person or where did the robbery take place at, or where was the murder.
Yeah, that's true too. But I can give you some information that even kill it before they even do that. When they issue, if it's a ticket or if it's any kind of plea or any kind of citation, whether it's criminal or civil, when they get you into the court, the first thing they're going to do, they're going to ask you for a plea. You can look at it on the ticket. It can be on the ticket or it can be in front of the judge. What we don't want to do and what you don't want to do, you can't ever take a plea. Not a guilty plea, not a no contest plea, no plea. The minute you take a plea, you don't gave up jurisdiction.
Well, we already covered that in the earlier broadcast, but we appreciate
I know.
you reminded us.
I told you I came in late. I came in a little late.
I appreciate it though, man. Let me open up this other phone line here.
Okay.
Area code 843.
Yeah, I got a question. What if you own that name and you got the authenticated birth certificate? If you got a copyright, a common law copyright, and you own that name, and you do have a driver's license, does that still admit jurisdiction, or do they still own it?
Wait a minute. Okay, you own a name.
That title. Yeah, that title.
That's right. Okay, all right. First of all, let's get some clarity on this, and then I want you to ask me that question again. Could you listen to this for a minute, then you can ask me that question again?
Okay.
All right. First of all, there was never any people of African descent, even if some of them did come on over here on a slave ship named John or William or Harriet or Catherine or Willie James or Frank or Mr. Jackson or Mr. Johnson. First of all, and then there was none, period, that is already previously on the land that you own in the beginning, prior to Europeans getting here, with no name, named Frank, John, Margaret, Anthony, Mr. Williams, Mrs. Anderson, none of that. So, now, let's start on. You can ask me that question again now.
Okay, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but since I operate under that name or that title, I use that title, and since I do have the birth certificate and I did authenticate it and I did attach the affidavit to it and I did common law copyright the name, would I still, that's what I'm asking, would I own that name and would they still have jurisdiction over that name?
Well, they can only have jurisdiction if you give them jurisdiction. But let me ask you this: do you, because you mentioned having a driving license, what you doing with that?
I ain't broke away from all them shackles yet. That's why I'm still sorting my way through it. My world ID ain't come yet. My world ID ain't come yet.
All right, well, let me ask you this: you ain't out there in that car driving around with that chain, is you?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for not lying. All right. Now, okay.
I ain't gonna lie.
So, all right. So now we just need one more thing. We need to give ourselves an African name. Or Moorish name. Or any name that was originally indigenous or attached to our own ancestral culture. And
Now we can use our imagination. Now we got the passport coming. We got the all caps and upper and lower, right?
Yes, yes.
All right, but let's get the African name, and let's take a photograph and let's get it made up into an ID. So we own the all caps franchise, and let's put the African ID in our pocket, and let's exercise our freedom of right to travel.
I'm with it. I just wanted to know. I wanted to know if I was. I hadn't. The only thing is I hadn't got. I can only do a little bit at a time, as much as when I learn. So I learn a little bit. I do a little bit.
Well, we're using our imagination right now, because you get that ID, and you can put the sheriff on notice that you're the owner of the all caps franchise. You're exercising freedom of right to travel, and that's your personal property. And put you on the no stop list. This is what my license plate will look like. This is what the vehicle look like. Don't fit the vehicle code. And but keep your African ID in your pocket. And wherever you go, you carry that with you. And what they would do is they will make an attempt to, if something goes wrong, they make an attempt to attach you to that fixture. So now they gotta now think about it. Now we're using our imagination. So now not only do we have copyright infringement and theft of personal property, but now we have a human rights violation. And on the documentation, more than likely they're gonna put the word black. So now we got denationalization of a living man.
I like that.
See, if you give them the African idea, this ain't our system. Okay, well that's good news. No, we gonna have to take it out of time. You should, at that point, you should say, "Oh Lord, ching." Say, okay, all right. so let them go on and stick their foot on in the back trap. Just make sure you get shit. And then when you get downtown, just relax, get to know your brothers and everything, going on, and you can get out of it, you can spend the night or whatever, get out of, however way you want to do it. But immediately go home and draw up your paperwork, put that human rights violation down there, and you can put down the identification that you gave them, clearly showing that your nationality is on that identification card, and you're not black. So because they're gonna put it on their paperwork, see, because they're used to doing it. I'm just giving you some food for thought.
Yeah, I got you. I understand. You know something? Now that you say that, I don't remember it saying anything about a nationality on that world passport or that world ID.
No, it doesn't. That's why I'm telling you about it. That's why we use imagination on the ID. You get the word ID. You get your African name. And your nationality, you put your nationality on there. You can put nationality Moorish on there. That's your nationality, and you can back that up. And so now
let me
we
ask
have.
You this.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. I had a little situation happen where I sent the judge a notice telling them my own name, and if they use the name in court, that it was going to be a fee. And they told me they would. I called up there. The lady was like, the first time she answered the call, she was like, yeah, we received your message about no contract, and that type of stuff don't exist. If you don't come, we're going to try you in your absence. So I was like, okay. So now what I'm wondering.
That's good. That's good.
I know. But I'm gonna need some evidence. I'm trying to figure out what kind of evidence I'm gonna get from that show that they did it.
Okay, I give you some. All right, do what you do. All right, what time you supposed to be there?
Oh, it doesn't happen. It happened. It was yesterday.
All right. So all you had to do.
They already violated the contract. Basically, they already violated it.
Okay, well you already got it. You should be writing up the affidavit. But the next time, let's say it happens again. you're supposed to be there at 9 o'clock. All right. Now, you know, through the week or especially on the weekend, you got a pile of folks out there. All right. So if you there at 9 o'clock, go there. If you have been in jail, you can go to the bail bonds and get them to fill out the paperwork and clearly show that this is who you are with the ID. Okay. Either you can get there and you can have a document drawn up, clearly showing what time you're supposed to be there with the judge's name and all that, and a photograph of your ID on that document and tell them that I was here at 9 o'clock. No one called me. My name is not on the list. And could you timestamp this for me? And they will give you a timestamp. And when you get a timestamp,
you know they didn't even have a docket sheet.
No, that's what I'm telling you. You don't worry about them having them. That's what I'm telling you. Bring your own. Create your own contract.
Okay.
And then go down there and get them to stamp it. All right. Now, once they stamp it, okay, you can send the court a copy of that, letting them know that you were there at this time. And this is the time that you arrive. Make sure you have a little line for the time and a line for the date, and just tell them when they stamp it, could you just go ahead and put in the date and the time, what time it is, and they'll write it in for you. Okay, so with that, and just tell them to initial it, and you got them. So you go ahead and let them know that you was there. Your time is valued at $5,000 an hour, so you stay there for 30 minutes. That's 200. That's 200.
I see where you're going with it. What I told the judge in the letter that I sent to her, I said if they used the name, it was gonna be $10,000. That's what I told the judge.
Okay.
And if
did you send it to him in writing?
Oh yes, I did. That's what I'm trying to say. I sent it to him in writing, and
okay.
And I think they used it. I don't know how to. I'm trying to figure out, like, how do I go there to get the evidence that showed they used it? Because the lady told me they was going to try me in my absence.
All right.
That's
so,
what the clerk said.
The next thing we need to do is find out whether or not a KP has been issued for your arrest. If a KP has been issued for your arrest, what I would do is I will go online and see if a KP has been issued. I'll go ahead and run a copy off of it. And I'll attach it to my documents, and I'll go ahead and attach it to a claim. And I'll go ahead and tell the judge that he owes me in his personal capacity $10,000 to make his check payable. And I need to know when I can pick up the check when you can be able to check out.
It was a traffic ticket, though. It was a traffic ticket.
I don't care. I don't care what it was.
I got to look up this Capier thing because I never heard of that before.
Yeah, well, you know, it's just they put out a warrant for your arrest. It's really just, you know, if we see you out in the streets and we catch you in another violation, we just go arrest you and put you in jail. But
okay, well, if they didn't do that, because they didn't do that with no traffic ticket, you know, they're gonna just try you in your absence, and then they're gonna give you 10 days to pay the ticket, and then they suspend that license.
Oh shoot, man! You drive trucks for a living?
No, I don't drive nothing. I'm just saying what they would do.
Well, that's good. If they gonna do that, that save you some paperwork. If they already done suspend them, you got proof that they suspended. You should thank them, so you won't have to go to the DMV and turn them in.
But I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna get this 10,000. I gotta get my evidence. I
just told you. You go and look. What I would do is go and look online and look up, put all the information you got, and look to see that particular case, if there's a case issued, or if your license has been suspended or whatever, because they tried you in your absence and see what name they are using. If they're using, they got to be using the all caps franchise. If you got a copyright,
that's what they got to use.
File a claim and get it in there and make it right. Make sure that you.
Hold on, Tarhaka. You talking too fast, man. You talking too fast. I got my pen out. You talking too fast. Hold on. I got to get this now. You do say pen and paper. Come on now.
Oh yeah, I sure did. So I can't. Okay. So what I would do is I would look it up. This is what I would do personally. I would look it up, and if I find it, then I would get a claim form, and I would draw up a claim form. At the top of that claim form, I would list myself as I'll say, hey, my name is Makambi Mobumba, and I am a living man. My nationality is such a thing, and this is a common law jurisdictional matter. And I'm listed as the prosecutor. The defendant would be Judge Mr. Who the judge is? His name is Mr. J.L. Williams, not Judge Nobody. Mr. J.L. Williams.
Oh yeah.
And he's the defendant. We have in one sentence, my claim is the unauthorized use of a copyrighted item. I'm seeking damages in amount of $10,000. Also, all court fines and fees and fines are to be paid by the defendant. And go ahead and file it in there. Get your little certificate of service and file it into the court as a claim. And you wait for them to let you know that when the hearing is. And if he, because he's going to get, first of all, he's going to be mad, then he's going to get scared, and then he's going to like, oh, Lord, I need to do something about this. But in your documents that you're going to attach to that, make sure that you have a cover letter further explaining behind the claim form. You don't want to use claim form, you just want it to be brief and to the point. But on your cover letter, let him know that you have reserved the right to collect damages against Mr. So-and-so, so-and-so in his personal capacity. I reserve the right to place a lien against his house, cars, cash, silver, gold, boat, car, truck, any other hidden assets or bonds or financial holdings that he may have. And so by making sure that make sure you sign that, and make sure that he has that along with all of your evidence and stuff, and make sure you got copies of everything. So because what he's going to try to do, he may try not to pay you, and once it's been passed on to another judge for a hearing, he's in default. Now we can take it to the sheriff's department and tell them to serve.
You want to hear the kicker? You want to hear the kicker? This is the kicker. How about what I'm going to do is make the sheriff serve her. That's his wife.
Now wait a minute.
That's his wife.
Now you talking. I know what you talking about, gunfire. See, we don't want to. We don't want no shooting.
I'm just saying. I think that'll be funny to have the sheriff serve his wife some papers.
It will be funny to me and you, but see, you talking about it nasty. You talking about drive-bys. You talking about gotta kill that.
I want to, I want to leave an impression,
Yeah, you sure would. Bullet holes all through the wood. That'll be a big impression. Wait a minute, man.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
This is too wild. Okay, hold on. This is too wild. Let's just let's let her go this time. And we deal
let
with
her go. I ain't letting her go. What you mean? Not let her husband serve her? Well, she used my name.
Okay. All right. Well.
Yeah, she used my name.
Well, okay. Well, if
I
she did that,
I sent her a notice. And they didn't respond. I mean, I sent the notice. They didn't respond. I told them it was tacit action.
Well, I think what would happen is this. I think that he will come around there to talk to you to see if he can. Is there any way we can settle this matter? And man to man and stuff like this, because you actually there ain't no way out. You the prosecutor. You told him your name and that you are a man, and this is common law jurisdiction. So that's they done right there. So what he's gonna have to do, he's gonna have to come and sit down and talk to you.
I'll take that, but I'm gonna take payment too, though.
Oh yeah. You gotta come. You gotta bring some money now. Can't get out the money thing. Yeah, but he's coming to talk to you about that wife thing, because you talking about shutting down the punani. So he got
Hey, I can't help that. I can't help that. That's his job. He the sheriff. That's his job. You know.
You're right. Let me open up this other phone line. Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
Area code 202.
Hey, I've got a question for that guy you're talking to on the driver's license.
All right, he listens.
Go ahead.
Hey, you're not. You own your name, yeah. Okay, you need to do a public notice that you own your name in the commercial report. Then, the fact that you're saying that you own your name, you still have a driver's license. They're not doing nothing wrong. You have contracted with them. Didn't you sign the ticket when he gave you the ticket?
And see that thing in South Carolina, you don't have to sign. No, you don't sign no ticket. They just give you a ticket.
Well, you accepted the ticket.
Yeah, I did send it back though. I accepted the ticket, but I sent it back to him, telling him I didn't want the contract.
Did you write across the page no contract?
Yes.
Did you deny
no contract, refused contract, contract denied.
All right.
Yeah, I sent that to him.
What's next?
And they still holding your case, so you should have just had the clerk to set it aside.
No. See, the thing is, it didn't matter whether they. I just wanted to see if they was gonna be bold enough to use the name after I done told them it's my private property and it's gonna cost them $10,000. I just wanted to see that. That's all I wanted to see, and they did it.
You called the clerk on the phone?
Yeah, I spoke to the clerk.
You recontracted back with the clerk.
How did I recontract back with the clerk?
When you talked to him.
He is right. You supposed to do everything on paper. You already restrict that phone call business unless you are recording the conversation and you can control the conversation and make them liable.
You contracted back with them when you made a phone call.
How did I contract back with them if they didn't? If it wasn't a recorded line, period. I mean,
you contacted them verbally and contacted the court, and when you contacted the court, you talked to the clerk. You recognizing that you giving surety to that name that they just wrote a ticket to. They just looking for.
How did I give a surety to a name that? I'm following you, but I'm just asking. How did I give a surety to a name that I own? When you call, you can own the name. Yeah, you can own the entity. Okay, and you can choose to write the contract with whoever you want to with that entity, right? Yeah.
Well, you chose the contract with them because you're still holding their driver's license. That the world passport is not going to let you drive around. They're going to keep it. They don't practice law. Not the police, not the DA.
Oh, I
not the prosecutor. They practice the presumption of law. When that police is on the street, he's under the presumption that you are operating a vehicle. He's under the presumption that you're operating up under a driver's license, and he's under the presumption that you belong to one of his. You one of his. And when he pulls you over, until you show him something to change that presumption, he's going to presume that you're operating up under a driver's license, and the world passport is not going to get it. You need to get your
No. The only reason why I got the passport was for ID. Was for identification at the time.
But you're gonna need something to operate. You can just drive international, man. You can use an international driver's permit that'll drive anywhere in the world except Nicaragua. When they pull you over, they will not mess with you. They will not write you a ticket.
International driving permit. I need to check that out.
International driving.
Hold on, brother. Now we got to take a little quick break, and when we come back, I'm gonna open up these lines. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a question or comment, now's the time. The phone lines are open. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll resume this conversation of winning your case before you ever go to court. So if you got a question, go ahead and raise your hand. I'll recognize that hand and open up the line for you, okay?
You can feel that
All right, Mo, we back. Now, we was dialoguing, me and the brothers, about this freedom of right to travel and stuff. We're going to get into some other stuff, too. However, we're going into one commercial break, and when we come back, we will open up the phone lines. So now's the time to call in, and you can tell us what
we are where we are in this life because of the actions we have or have not taken. You don't wait until war break out to start making ammunition. You make your ammunition in peacetime. Look up the word mortgage in Black's Law Dictionary. You will find the word lien. Now ask yourself a question. Do you need a lien? How can you say I'm being blessed? I just got a lien. Come on, man. Let's use a little common sense here, and let's start freeing up some capital for investment. Let's examine these things. Let's get all the information on it. Go to www.newdebtelimination.com. Contact me, Tarhaka Amana Elbey, 904-303-9061 before 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's go to work on this thing. Let's make the ammunition now.
Okay, we back. All right, now this is what I'm going to do because the switchboard is lighting up. I'm going to ask that you all, if you got your paper and pencil handy, go ahead and make sure you got that. I want you to make sure that there's no background noise because we got 4 callers on the line right now. I'm going to open up these lines. And brothers, the 2 of you I just got through talking with, y'all hold on a minute. Let's introduce the other 2 so that we can find out what's going on with them, and then we can continue, okay? All right, I'm opening up 843, and I'm opening up 202. Hold on a minute. I'm opening up 614. Tell me who you are, what's your question and comment. 614.
Greetings.
Hey, man.
Yes, I just came in on the tail end of the last caller and everything, and
okay,
I got it's a situation with my ticket.
Okay, well just hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. We're gonna get to it. Let me open up this other line here. Everybody hold on. Just make sure we ain't got no background noise so we can start dialoguing. Area code 850.
Islam,
850. Hey, Mo.
Islam, how you doing this evening?
I'm just fine. What's on your mind, brother?
All is well. I was listening to the other brothers, and I got 2 questions. Okay, when recording calls, when handling our personal business, do we have to notify these individuals that we're recording? Because I understand that they may change the tone of the conversation. So,
all right. Well, hold on a minute. Let's get that over there to the brothers. 202 and 843.
Okay, I'm here.
Okay, we're gonna deal with the first question that the brother got at area code 614. Tell us what it is again, brother.
Okay, yes. This is Brother Khalid out of Columbus here. I got a ticket a while back, and I went before the administrator and everything, set everything for a jury trial. Okay. I didn't plead.
We got background noise, fella. We got background noise now. Come on now.
That's not me.
I know.
Yeah, that's not me either.
And that ain't me.
Let us have it.
Not me.
Oh,
we got it.
Okay. So what I had tried to do, I tried to remove the case to a higher court, and what happened was the judge in the Article 1 court denied it and set my trial, but I didn't want to go in front of the Article 1 judge. So when he sent me the denial, I put on there no contract and without dishonor, and I sent it back to him. But
being that I didn't show up to court on that day, they sent me capias on a driving under suspension. So what?
Okay.
What
you still
what's the best
contracted
thing
with them. You still have a contract with them. Just because you let the license suspend, if the license expires, you driving up under expired contract license, you have to go rescind the application of the driver's license. You got to do that with the DMV. Once you know who you are, like he's telling a lot of good stuff. Once you know who you are and what you're not, a lot of stuff that you can do with a letter. It's a simple letter. Most stuff
and I agree with that letter.
It's one letter.
That contract.
They know what you. They know that you know by the way that you talk and the way by that you communicate. They know that you don't. If you know who you are and what's going on, they know. They look at your communication. It's a game. It's a big commerce game to them. When you don't know what you're doing, they're gonna keep going. And everything that you telling me, basically, they haven't done nothing wrong to you. They're still going
Let me
after
share
that
something.
dude on that driver's license. Listen,
my
that
friend
dude
did.
let me explain to you about the judge. The judge can do whatever he wants to you, whether it's maliciously, in error, or evil. That's written in black and white. You got to understand who he's dealing with. The person who he's dealing with he's dealing with a fiction person. He's dealing with a legal entity, that dude on that driver's license. That's a legal entity that's in his jurisdiction. He could do whatever. He can deny it. He could do whatever the hell he wants to. He has no right. He doesn't have any right. Who told you that he has rights? He doesn't have any. He's a legal entity person who is wholly subject to the will of another, one who has no freedom of action, but whose persons and services are wholly under control of another. And you're operating in him and you're telling him that's who you are. So if that's who you are, we're going to treat you just like that. Until you correct the presumption, that's not who I am. Most of the stuff that you could do, like Tarhaka was saying, you can go a little step higher than that. You want to get off the no touch, you can put yourself on hands off. You contact the Secretary of State and you can write a letter. Tell her, look, it's peace. Always coming. You don't never want to go at war with them. Look, I'm at peace with you. I'm at peace with the Crown. This is who I am. This is how I'm going to operate. I do not wish to choose to operate in the public. I wish to choose to operate in the private. While I'm in your state, I will be driving blah, blah, blah. Let them know who you are. Please place me on the hands-off list, and they'll do it. Because when they pull you over, the first thing they're going to pull is your name and your name and your date of birth. And when you get into the system, and once you go with the Secretary of State, if you go to the Secretary of State, that goes beyond the county. You can deal with the sheriff, but if you go with the Secretary of State, that covers your whole state. But if you're going to operate in the public, if you're going to operate in the private, you can't fiddle the fence. You can't do both of them. If you're going to be private,
do one or the other. Let me get in here. Let me get in here and add a little bit more. Now, this is what I've done over at the bail bond. Because if you just understand, and the brother's correct, if you understand that this is a game, it is called the law game. It's one of the 9 points of the global system of white supremacy: economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex. When I got there, when I went back, I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I went back out there, and because they were saying, well, you got to go to court, you got to go to court. I said, okay. I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down there and I'm going to bring you my ID. Now, I just got fortunate to have presented the policeman my Moorish ID, okay, because that's all I had on me. I have no choice. But what they did was, just like the brother said, they couldn't find that in the system, so they were, we want to take you down to town. So I tried to get as much as I can get out. I said, well, look, brother, I said, well, first of all, I can't step out the vehicle voluntarily. I said, you're going to have to take me by the arm, pull me out, and then that way we have abduction, according to the FBI. Okay, so we got that part. But now I definitely gave him that identification. So what did he do? When we got downtown, they got the fiction listed
and underneath the fiction, they got the mortgage title in all capital letters too. Now we have a very serious problem. So what I did was, when it's time to go to court, when I come down to the bail bondsman, I told him, I said, I'm coming down there to straighten this out because they kept calling me talking about the fiction. I said, well, that's not me. I said, I need to come down and bring my identification. So when I got there, I brought a copy of the birth certificate with me, and I laid it on the table. After I gave her the ID, I said, I need you to make a copy of this identification, clearly showing that this is my name here. And so they did that, and they wrote on the paper that they had gotten that, the dated, the time of day, all that was put there, and then they signed it. And then I pulled out the birth certificate. I said, now, you see this right here? They say, well, how could you say that this is not you, and then you got that birth certificate? I said, ma'am, you don't understand. I said, you see this title right here on this live certificate of birth? I said, my mother tried to have a child, but the child was murdered at the hospital by the Duval Medical Center. He was killed. I said, you ever been to the cemetery, ma'am? She said, yes. You talking about where they dead people? I said, have you ever looked at all the gravestones? Aren't the titles on the gravestones just like these in all capital letters? He said, yeah. I said, and the reason why is like that because they are all dead. These are dead people in the cemetery, and this child was murdered. He never got a chance to live. He died July the 8th, 1953. Here's a copy of my documents from my government because I have a nationality, and I was born April the 11th, 2011. She was in a state of shock.
Okay, now, I'm going to tell you what, listen to what you're telling me. I'm going to tell you what they're going to do. They're going to proceed. What they going to do? You know, they're going to keep going. You know why they're going to go on? Because they have the person they want to go. Didn't you tell me you bailed out? You don't contract it. You got to go back to the bail bond, and you got to cancel that contract too.
Well, the thing is, the contract has been canceled. Wait a minute, the contract has been canceled. The contract was fulfilled.
You notify the bail bond that you canceling your contract with him.
Yes,
if you didn't do that, your contract is not.
Let me finish telling you what happened.
Your contract is not counted.
Let me finish telling you what happened.
Okay,
I was supposed to go to court that day. I said, now, what I'm finna to do is I'm going to go to court, but I just needed you to get confirmation that this is my name and there's my identification. So she signed it, she stamped it, she put her signature on it, she put the date and all that. So I went to the court, as I was supposed to go. And they didn't have any information over there. They didn't know I was supposed to be and all that. So I got the sheriff's department at the court to time stamp it when I was there. And the reason why all of this was done this way is because I had already previously did up the affidavit and stuff to sue them for abduction, hostage holding, failure to take me to a magistrate's office. We got aggravated abduction, and the fact that he had a weapon on his side, we have attempted murder. Detaining time had already been given to them at $5,000 an hour. Being placed inside a holding tank with concrete and bars, another $5,000. Human rights violation in the amount of $50,000. The rights of indigenous people violated in the amount of an additional $50,000, and I need $400 million in damages. And now, this is not against the sheriff. This is against a man named so-and-so and so-and-so. His occupation just happened to be sheriff. I need $400 million in damages. This affidavit went out today. He got 14 days to respond. Also, all documentation has been, and all attachments as proof and evidence has already been attached. The fact that when they did the documentation at the sheriff's department, they gave me a copy of it, which
clearly shows that they have the all caps franchise listed, and this is my personal property. I gave you identification, identified me in the beginning. You even took that title that belongs to another government, put it in all capital letters. So now we have another attempted denationalization, and then we have full denationalization. So along as one of the evidence, we have the Declaration of Human Rights, and all of the violations that they violated has been highlighted. We highlighted the fact that they have me listed in the race section as black after clearly giving them a document clearly showing I have a nationality. So we have an attempted denationalization that ranks with as genocide and ranks with genocide and treason. Okay, now we got him out the way. We got him served. So now we're dealing with the head president over the state, whose occupation is governor, because he have allowed this type of behavior not only happen to me, but happen to other things. So he's his documents is coming up next. We get the attachments, get that over there to him, and then we'll put in all the attachments, a complete listing of all the freedom of rights to travel issued in the Supreme Court rulings as listed. We got your blast letter. Every radio, television, and magazine in the United States is listed. We got the Declaration of Human Rights in 1948 as an exhibit. We have the rights of indigenous people as an exhibit, and we have a copy of the actual doctorate that was issued to me by the Moorish American government as further evidence. And this is just in an administrative setting as a living man. This is not as a person, as a citizen. All that's made perfectly clear in the affidavit. He's got 21 points to answer before we even get to the story and get to the money, and all of that has been served on him. So we can go on to the next individual, and finally we'll do the 2 cops that were involved, and that'll be that. But see, my point is this. In this commerce game, if we understand that the United States doesn't interfere with your right to make contracts, you make the contract in your favor to benefit you, and you know what you got. You've learned everything about what you got, so therefore you know how to enforce it. See, I was approached a long time ago about where you can do the thing with the international right to travel. I didn't go that route. What I did was I went and got on my computer, made my own license plate, made my own identification, put it on my vehicle after sending the affidavit down to the sheriff, letting them know that this is a man that has a right to do something. I need you to prove to me that I don't have that. This is my contract.
Did he acknowledge
create my own contract. Of course he did. He stopped every police on the post. Wherever you see him at, don't stop him. Then I turned around, got my lady's car, who have Florida plates on it, got in the vehicle. The only thing I had was my world passport. He's already been put on notice, but I had 2 cops that stopped this vehicle because he's already know about the one I had. But they stopped me in this one. So I reminded them of who I was. Here's the documentation, all of that there. And they said, well, we got to write your ticket. I said, that's fine. You write all the tickets you want, man. And so they wrote the ticket. There was no signing. I went on about my business. But when I took the vehicle back and gave it to her that evening, she got in the vehicle. She was riding down the road. She called me. She said, hey, these police is riding on my bumper. Every time one turn off or nothing come out of nowhere and be riding, I said they're reading the tag to make sure not to stop that vehicle either. The object of the game is to become a master of your contracts. You can go at this any kind of way you want to. The brother said he could get a international ID in order to travel. That's his way of doing that in this game. But every contract...
If they writing you a ticket, they not acknowledging it, man. They don't listen.
No, there wasn't no more tickets. There were no more tickets and no more stops. it's okay.
Yeah, they
like,
shouldn't. Yeah, they shouldn't even pull you over unless you're endangering the public.
Well, no.
Hey, I got a question.
You don't want to listen to me. Let me finish telling you. When I was in this vehicle here, it was a routine traffic stop. They had not called down there to find out anything. They had not checked anything because when they got the world passport and they got this vehicle here, they was kind of like discombobulated. But they let me go on about my business. But the point is, it had eventually got back to the sheriff that this guy is the same guy and he's changed vehicles. So later on, when she got on the road, they targeted that vehicle and the order went out from the sheriff not to stop that vehicle either. But the point is this right here. I don't look for any automatic pilots on doing nothing. In this game here, I do them the same way they do me. They formulated a light bill from the light bill company. They formulated a gas bill from the gas bill company. These are their contracts that they create. I do the same thing, and it's just as effective as they do. I create my own contract. Huh?
Did you go to jail? Did they take you to jail?
On those first 2 times? No.
Yeah. So when did they take you to jail?
What happened this is what happened the last time. I was in a different vehicle, and this is where I got blessed at. You have to look at it this way. I was in a totally different vehicle, and I had my Morris ID, which nobody had ever seen. They stopped me. I said, ching, ching. And they said, look, we can't identify you. And I said, well, I have a right to travel. I'm a traveling man. That's my identification right there. Now, well, I'm going to have to take you to jail. I said, hey, man, look, you take me to jail. You do anything you want to do. Okay, so when we got, they decided they want to do that. So now we got this little thing happening. But what's going to happen, and I know it's probably going to happen by now, is the sheriff is probably going to church because he knows now that we don't mess around, and this is the same dude, man, and they done mess around and took him to jail. And I ain't heard nothing. I don't know nothing. I don't know what he's finna do. But I done already had a taste of him because the first time we tackled with this dude, I had to run and get a lawyer, and he took them and threw them under the bus till they came out from the other side. So ain't no telling what he's finna do now. So today, we delivered the bum, and next thing we're going upstate, and we're going up into Tallahassee and deal with the president of Florida. Y'all call him the governor. Get him next.
Yeah, but man, I don't want to fight with them people. I don't have time for them to be pulling me over and going to jail every time.
If you ain't gonna, can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
go ahead, man.
Okay, yeah. If you ain't about that scrap, then you might as well die. You might as well die now, because
me personally, man, everybody got their own personality and their own way of doing things. But me personally, my mama told me when I came out the womb I was swinging, and I've been swinging, fighting all my life.
That's what I'm trying to say.
For me.
Us being Moors, you ain't got no choice, man. We don't have a choice. If you gonna sit back, that's gonna be tacit acquiescence. That's what that is. If you sit back,
you gotta learn how to I don't look at it that way. This is the way I look at it. First of all, before we even knew anything about a Moor, we gotta admit that the first thing we supposed to learn about was being a man. And see, this is a common law jurisdictional land. It was a republic. So all you got to do is let them know, hey, man, you're dealing with, my name is so-and-so, and so I am a man or I am a woman. And this situation is a common law jurisdictional situation because I said so. If this is a claim, or if you're dealing with them in any kind of way, because on my affidavit, that's the song I sung all the way through it. I said, the man stopped a living, breathing man. I talk about every living, breathing man, so-and-so. All the way through the whole affidavit. The thing is that what's been served to him has had to be at least 25 pages. And it's totally impregnable, None of the exhibits can be denied. Everything has been highlighted. It's dead to the point. Ain't nothing vague. All violations have been pointed out. Come and talk to me, man, and let me know what we're going to do about these $400 million plus.
If you're going to operate in commerce, you're going to be two things. That's really all that matters. Either you're domestic or you foreign. Period. If you're domestic, they're going to control you. You're going to control everything that you're doing. You're part of the government franchise. If you're going to be foreign, you're outside of their jurisdiction. That's it.
Let me ask you this now. What can they really is? Well, in your opinion, what do you think they can do with a man?
They can't do nothing with a man. That's a fact.
They don't deal with a man.
Especially a private man.
They dealing with
a private man.
Listen, you trying to play a game. You playing a commerce game because you driving that car. That car's in commerce. Okay.
Hold on.
Playing the game. You need to pick you a game piece to play the game. That's all you need to do. You're making it harder than it is. Get your game piece, play a game, and you ain't got to worry about getting pulled over and going to jail. Put all your cars in a truck. If you're going to go private, go private. Put all your stuff in a trust and let you operate it through your trust on the private. Get your
I agree with you. You know what? I agree with you, bro. I agree with you. Go ahead, man.
Playing with these people and playing with these people, man, these people going to, listen, you playing with people that don't play fair. You playing with people that's ignorant. You think these people know all this stuff. They don't know this, man. They don't know. They keep them dumb.
You under the impression that I'm playing with them?
No, you playing with people that don't know what you know. That dude don't know none of that stuff that you talking about. He's just a police officer. I'm told to go out and write so many tickets. I'm told to go out and arrest so many black people, and that's what I'm out to do. They don't. They're ignorant. If they knew what was going.
Don't you think that we need to do something as men and women to stop this from happening to us?
You got to educate people about the human rights.
I have to agree. I have to agree, and I got a question down there to get an education.
Let me ask this. I got a question. Let me ask this. Now, how many people out there, other than the Moors, want to actually know who they are? They want to know what they rights are. How many people want to know that?
A lot of people.
Well, you got a lot of people trying. He's right about that. You got a lot of them that's out there trying to know. They're a little slow, but they're coming along, man. We're going to be all right.
And I'm going to say this, and then you changing your nationality from a nationality that you already was. Were you born in the United States?
That's another thing.
Go ahead.
Was
you born here? Was you born in the United States?
I was born on the land. I was born on the land.
Okay. Was you born on the land of the United States or one of the state of the Union? Was you born?
Well,
yeah.
Okay, so you born. That question now.
So you born on the land, right?
That question had to be answered from an educational standpoint, because the first thing that we got to do, we dealt with this in the last broadcast I did. We have to understand the meaning of the United States, and we got to learn what the United States of America is. Now, once you deal with both of them, then we can answer that question a little bit more intelligently, because we dealt with that.
I understand when he said he's born on the land. I understand that. So what was you born? You was born a national, man. You was a born American national. Why did you have to change your nationality? They changed your nationality. But you consented to it by operating through their system. You could have just go back to your American nationality. That's all you have to do. You got two.
Understandable.
You got two
now,
names.
wait a minute now. You say his American nationality. First of all, America has always been a corporation and ain't never actually been no country. If you look at the history of George Washington and all that, when it first started, it started crooked. But when you say, then we got the Constitution. We got the Constitution.
The United States of America is a corporation. The land of America is not a corporation. It's a country.
You have to. I have to agree. But we're talking about. Let's look at what they're using, the tools that they're using. First of all, we ain't got now president from George Washington all the way down to Barack Obama that's ever signed on to uphold the Constitution of the United States of America that was created September the 17th, 1787. Not now one of them. They'll hold an oath and put their hand on the Bible and hold their hand up, but they ain't signing that because if that's for the people. But now, what I want to do, let me get this other brother phone line open up so he can ask this question, and then we're gonna deal with something because I got a little plug I want y'all to listen to this evening. It's very interesting. Come on in, brother. 850.
Islam.
Air code 850. Come on, man. What's your question?
Islam.
Yeah, what's your question?
Islam, brother talking.
Hey, man, what's your question? We listening.
Oh, Islam. The question was, I heard the brother speaking earlier about, recording the conversation. So my question was, when we speak to these people while we're handling our business, do we need to notify them that we are recording the conversation? Because I know
That's
they may change it. Okay.
Yeah,
because
you got to do that.
Okay, you got to do that. Okay, that's just to put them on notice, right?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, now we wanna. I'm gonna listen to. I want to put this little plug on because now here's a conversation between two men, and the question is, are you a citizen? Now, we got one brother who thinks that the Constitution, that he's still included in this Constitution. We got another brother trying to explain to him that it ain't got nothing to do with him. I want you to watch how this goes. We're going to run this a little bit, then we're going to be back. So y'all hold on a minute now, here. All right. Let's check this out. I'm going to see if it's going to go right. If it ain't going to go right, then I ain't going to run it. Y'all hold on a moment. Now, this is a conversation between two brothers about this thing, are you a citizen? And it's very important for us to know this stuff because I think we drop the ball a lot of times because we don't understand the historicity of certain things. So therefore, we have limited understanding and we grab at straws, but this is, in my opinion, I think this is very important for us to understand.
Hi, welcome to X-Bag. I know I've been away for a little while, but I'm glad to be back. Today we're going to sort of deviate from our regular format of discussing books and authors. Although my guest is an author, we will be looking at an issue rather than a book. Mr. Williams has been a frequent visitor to X-Bag, and I find him to be an extraordinary individual. And again, I want to welcome you, Mr. Williams.
Thank you.
Mr. Williams, we'll get right to business since we have a lot to cover. Is it your basic contention that blacks in America are not citizens?
That's true. That's my contention. Contention is what I've been saying all along.
And why do you feel this way?
Well, you see, the United States Constitution that was drawn up in 1787 makes us non-citizens of this United States of America. And that is the main reason why I'm saying that we living in America, under the United States Constitution that was drawn up in 1787, are not citizens of the United States of America. There's a provision that was brought forth and put into the Constitution.
Can you elaborate on those provisions for me?
Well, you got to go back when the Constitution was drawn up in 1787, okay? During that time and before, you got to go back to the time of the conditions that we were living under at that time. At that time, we were considered slaves.
All right.
And during the convention of 1787 that brought forth the Constitution, we were not even thought of as citizens or even thought of as human beings. So therefore, we were not even made part of that document because we were chattel property. So a human being or a race of people who are in chattel servitude can't be considered even as human beings. So this is the outlook of the founding fathers on us as people during that time.
Well, if your assessment is correct, nothing has changed other than the time. We are still in that same mode of being not human as far as I look at it through your eyes. I'm saying we have the Bill of Rights, we have the amendments. You feel that these are not applicable to us?
No. You see, we are under the impression living in this country that the 14th Amendment, it states that a person born in this country or either naturalized in this country is a citizen of the United States of America. That sounds good. Then the fifth article of that same 14th Amendment says that the first article cannot be validated unless it goes through congressional legislature. Then the bottom line of the 14th Amendment, it was adopted in 1868 but never enforced. It was never signed into law, never ratified. So the 14th and 15th Amendment was, let's say, brought forth during the time of Reconstruction to try to give us citizenship, but it was never signed into law. So therefore, it's just a document that has a lot of beautiful words on it, but it has no meaning for us as a people.
Well, I would raise the two issues. Number one, when you're reciting the 14th Amendment, you're absolutely correct, except that you omitted a certain section there, which states that anyone who is under the jurisdiction thereof is, in fact, a citizen. Isn't that what the 14th Amendment states?
But see, that doesn't have, it wasn't signed. So the amendment doesn't mean anything. It's just, see, amendment simply means something that's approved. I'm sorry, it means something that's improved. Ratification means something approved. In order to have that approved, it has to be signed or ratified. You see?
Does the date of July the 9th, 1868 have any bearing, bring any significance to you?
Well, that's you're talking about the 14th Amendment now.
Right.
Okay. It has no significance because they didn't sign it. So it means nothing to me as a member of the African race of people.
Well, the date that I mentioned to you is the date of ratification of the 14th Amendment.
No.
And I have copies of that document here, which states that on the 14th, the 9th of July, that Secretary of State Seward certified the amendment has become a part of the Constitution. There were some contingencies, but it was in fact ratified. So I'm saying that not to get into a debate with you about it. I'm just saying that according to the record that I have, that the 14th Amendment was in fact ratified.
Was it ratified through Congress, Senators?
Yes, there were several.
Senators?
Yes, all the states are listed here that I have, and this came from the congressional record, and it clearly states that the 14th Amendment was ratified. And as to that section that she says that all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof, which means that any person that is under the jurisdiction of the United States, and I think that we can clearly state that we are, in fact, under the jurisdiction thereof, then, it sort of raises a question as to your argument, and perhaps you can expound on it a little bit further to make it more clear to our viewers.
Okay. First place you got to understand about the United States Constitution.
Okay.
It is strictly open for interpretation.
Absolutely.
The last interpreter, or the people who will interpret the United States Constitution, is the Supreme Court.
Absolutely.
Okay? And the Supreme Court has the last word in interpreting the Constitution. I'm saying that 14th Amendment was adopted but never enforced. Had it been enforced, then we as the people living in the United States of America would have been citizens or considered citizens under that 14th Amendment. Now, another way you can look at it is this. If we were citizens, like you're saying, under the 14th Amendment, then why the Jim Crow law was enforced and implied and put upon a certain race of people, meaning the African race? If you don't put Jim Crow laws on citizens, you don't do that. You see, then you can go a little further and say this: if we are citizens of the United States of America, then Rosa Parks should never have been asked to give up her seat to a white man. If we are citizens of the United States of America, we go a little further still, then Martin Luther King would not have been assassinated. He'd be alive today, but there would have been no need for a civil rights march. You see, if we are citizens of the United States of America, and you said that this 14th Amendment made us citizens, you said that it was ratified, and I'm saying that it was adopted, which it states in the 14th Amendment, then why in 1964, for one race of people, did the United States government sign into order a civil rights bill for one race of people? These are the questions that go against an individual who think that the 14th Amendment made us citizens of the United States of America. And I wholeheartedly disagree with that. And the reason why I disagree with it is simply because of the things I just stated.
Well, let's say that.
All right, that's the end of that. I'm opening back up the phone lines. If you got a question or comment, now's the time to raise your hand. Fellas, are y'all with me?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right. Now, I know y'all sharper now because this was done a while back. But the bottom line, and this is what I understood, the United States Supreme Court during the Dred Scott decision said out of his mouth, the judge said this, that a black man has no right that a white man is bound to respect. Okay, that for me, that's it. Okay, I don't care nothing about what you said in your Constitution or 14th Amendment and none of that there. My position at this point is that I am a man, and my ancestors occupied this land prior to any immigrants coming here, and therefore, if I am a man, then I am going to act like one. What you think?
If the judge come out and say that, I'm wondering, do he have is that a conflict in interest? You know, because back then, if a judge say that back then, I'm pretty sure they didn't have, the blacks back then didn't have books to go through this stuff like how we going through it today to find all this out and provide evidence. So if he would have said that back then to me, I don't think I would have knew what to do, like Dred Scott, because if he didn't know he was a Moor and he don't know the stuff that we know now, of course it would have confused him. So I think I would have been stuck. I'm just using that from that standpoint.
I agree.
Back there.
I agree. But now, remember now, what did the judge say? A black man doesn't have any rights that a white man is bound to respect. First of all, ain't no such thing as black people.
Yeah, that's right.
Ain't no such thing as white people. Yeah, so that don't, and as far as the Constitution of the United States is concerned, when it affects people, not persons, but people and citizens, and not people, then I feel like when it comes to public and private, I can use it where it best benefit me. When they're talking about me as a man on my land. Because I never let them forget that. In fact, that's part of what I put in the affidavit that I wrote, that the gentleman that stopped me, a living man and an indigenous man on the land, not an immigrant, but then he's an immigrant, and So I put all of that in there. So we have a clear and concise understanding about who's who and what they're dealing with, and the fact that I know what I'm dealing with. This ain't racist. None of that. You just, I'm just a man. You can't, with a nationality. So I'm not black, even though you listed me as black. That's a violation. You owe me $50,000 on that, but we just set that to the side for a minute. But
let me ask you.
What y'all think?
I think none of this is. Nothing that's going on. If y'all don't get this, nothing that's going on is about black and white. It's nothing about black and white. And that eyes, y'all all the same.
It's all about commerce.
It's all about business. It has nothing to do with black and white. In their eyes, all of you niggas. You white
but check this
niggas,
out. That's that legal
Mexican
fiction.
Niggas,
That's
black
how
niggas.
powerful that legal fiction is.
I'm just telling you. That's the truth. That's how it is. You all niggas to us. They don't have no difference. All the civil rights is equal slave rights. Treat all these niggas. Now you're supposed to treat all these niggas the same.
All right, well, fellas, let's say all that's true, but as men, as a man or a woman, how you gonna handle it?
There you go.
I'm gonna assert my rights. I'm gonna assert my rights. That's what I'm gonna do. Let me ask y'all this.
He just said it. How you gonna handle your business?
How are you gonna handle business? How am I choosing to do it right now?
Yes.
Like right now, I'm learning the trust law.
How are you gonna handle your business?
Well, let him
out. To it.
I'm listening.
So check it out. When you say handle business, you mean travel or do business?
I'm asking you. I'm the United States government. I want to know how you gonna handle your business. There's only two ways you gonna handle your business.
I'm gonna handle it in the private.
Okay.
I'm gonna handle my business in the private.
Okay. Well, then you need to be
capable enough. It ain't that hard once you put them on notice.
It's not.
The thing is, it's all about notice. If you don't give them no notice,
you gotta do it. You gotta operate in the private, not the public. So you need to set yourself up a trust, set yourself up, put yourself in the private, put them on notice, and get out of the public and go private. But in that way, if you're going to handle your business, you ain't got to worry about getting pulled over by the police and going to jail.
Now let me ask you this. This is what I was thinking about now. The Constitution, they take oaths to that. So with that being said, that's right. They actually sign it. Yes. So let me go in on that now. So if they signing that, right, and let's say I don't do a trust. Let's say I just base my life on the Constitution. Let's say I know I'm a man and I got constitutionally protected rights, and I base it on that. I ain't got to use a trust.
And I'm gonna tell you what they saying. That's why we take niggas like you and we put you over here because you ain't.
Oh, let me ask you this now.
Hold on. You're not confident.
Wait a minute now. Y'all hold on a minute. Let me open up this other phone line. Hold on. Let me open up another line.
You telling him that you don't know how to handle business.
No, that's not true.
All right.
850 and 317. Hold on now. Hold on. We got two new lines open up. 850 and 317. 317, come on in.
Yeah, I was listening to you brother speaking up. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We live to you, live on the air.
All right. I was calling in regards. I was listening to the about the Dred Scott decision. Number one, I stay on this principle that the Prophet Noble Drew Ali taught us and expounds on is the first number one when it says in the Constitution concerning the Moors that we have nationality. And then another thing that even when I see this, we're spirit men. And the way that we're going to get this taken care of is that we have to definitely be on the spirit that the prophet set for us back in 1913 and to handle these issues, because I know for a fact, like I heard the brother say, that they look at us and say that we ain't nothing but niggas. That's bull crap, man. They know who we are. And our day is coming that all this going to change spiritually, like the prophet said.
I agree.
Nationality has nothing
but you got to assert
yourself.
You got to assert yourself. Nationality don't. But you still got to assert yourself.
Nationality has nothing to do with commerce, bro. It has nothing to do with business.
I agree.
What's that got to do with business?
But that's not what he was saying, though. He wasn't saying that.
Phones, that's commerce. We paying for these phones. What are you talking about? Everything that we done did, we paying for it.
What's your nationality got to do with you paying a phone bill? Nothing.
They ain't got nothing to do with commerce now.
That's the whole point about communicating, brother. It has something for us to communication. All the phone is for us to communicate.
You're not listening to what I'm saying. You're not understanding what I'm telling you. Nationality, son, has nothing to do with business.
It don't. It don't got nothing to do with business. It don't.
So hey, brother,
you absolutely
don't care what nationality.
Well, hold on now. Hold on, fellas. Now we got the dialogue right one at a time, so it'll come across the phone line because we got to listen to this show tomorrow that we done, but we got to get past the argument. He absolutely right. Your nationality does not have anything to do with commerce. However,
there you go.
If you have a full knowledge of your nationality, you have documentation that you have a nationality, and someone have made an attempt to denationalize you, now we have a human rights violation and the right of an indigenous individual violation, and the right of denationalization has been violated, just as stated in the Declaration of Human Rights. It could happen within the confines of doing a transaction or in some type of business mode, and he's right, your nationality does not have anything to do with commerce. However, if you are in the act of conducting business, we'll say that all you had in your pocket was your mortgage ID, and you went to the store, and the cops come in there and grab you and say, well, you look like a robber, and they search you, and you give them your ID and say, well, look, I'm not the robber. I'm not black. I'm a Moor. I have a nationality or whatever. You already given them that. So now we have to see whether or not they're going to make any effort to keep from denationalizing you and putting it on paper as a contract. Even though the commission of the crime happened doing the act that you were committing of commerce, trying to buy something, and your human rights were violated, you were denationalized doing that commission. But this is my position.
A part of the Geneva Treaty?
Say that again?
Is the Moors a part of the Geneva Treaty?
The Moors are part of the Geneva Treaty.
I don't know. I'm asking.
In Geneva,
our
land during the Panamanian Conference, Noble Drew Ali, that's why he was in the Panamanian Conference to declare our land and our nationality and where the borders and outlines of our land was, and that information was put in Geneva, Switzerland, until he do his job, which was to wake us up to the fact that we are not black people. We do have a nationality, and all nationalities are associated with a landmass, just like every other nationality on the face of the earth. There are no black people.
Exactly.
There are no white people.
Exactly. Nation.
Yep. There you go. There's red devil.
Hey, I seen a powerful quote. It said, before there was a white devil, there was a black devil.
Exactly.
Well, we the oldest people on the earth, so that has to.
That's why I say. It got some truth to it now. It got truth to it.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's evidence all down through his story and our story. Matter of fact, during the time when the abolitionists, John Brown was coming through, they had passed this law called the Mandatorious Manumission, and what that meant is Europeans had made it public record that we are willing to pay any man of African descent money if he was squeal on anything that's going, any uprising, any runaway slaves, or anybody trying to do some harm to the so-called white people. And when John Brown them come in, they couldn't get nobody to help him, so he come in now to take over the armory. And here go a brother that saw him, and oh, Lord, this is an opportunity for me to get paid. He went to run across the street to tell, and John Brown killed him. And we got the same thing happening now in the United States, because we still have what's commonly referred to as house Negroes who are suffering from what's that mental disease? It's called the Stockholm syndrome, where they have totally absorbed the consciousness of somebody else in the first attack that they're launching against their own people. And the murderers and the ancestors in a lot of cases don't even have to pay them. They just happen to do master a favor. And that's a real illness, and this kind of thing still goes on today. So we got some serious problems inside the United States. Y'all hold on a minute. I got to go to this other commercial, and then we'll be right back, okay? Ain't going to last but a second.
All right.
Now open a new alternative to you doing the cooking. Auntie's Home Cooking and Catering. Whether you're too tired to prepare dinner after a long day at work, or you need to plan a special event, Auntie's Home Cooking and Catering is here for you. Located in beautiful Dallas, Texas, we specialize in providing delicious, healthy meals at an affordable price. Visit our website at www.auntieshomecookingandcatering.com or call Sharon Hunter or Felicia Camara at 469-206-6523 and let us do the cooking for you.
Okay, we back. Now, fella, let's deal with this, and let's deal with one at a time this time. We're going to start with area code 843. In your opinion, what is the best way of winning your case before you go to court? What's your opinion on that? Area code 843.
Okay, what I would do, and there's several ways to do it, but what I would do now is I would have removed it. I would have used that 5.1 rule and removed it. And when the brother was saying he couldn't get his case removed, I don't think he did the full process. Because once he sent it to that court, he need to already once he sent it to the lower court, he need to be sending it to the Supreme Court or whatever his Article 3 court is, and then he need to also be sending it to the Attorney General. So I don't know if he did all that. Because once he do all that, there ain't no question about them wanting to do it, or are they trying to pass a judgment? That's a code that they gotta follow. That's one way to do it. But what I chose to do was I chose to do a contract with them. I chose to see if they would use my private property. That's what I chose to do. So like I said, now I just got to get that evidence so I can monetize that. That's what I would do.
Okay. All right. Now, let's go down here to area code 202. Here's the question. In your opinion, what is the best way of winning your case before you ever go to court? 202. Let me have it.
First thing you got to do is you got to establish jurisdiction. If you establish jurisdiction, you can go into the court case and beat your case. It's all about contract, man. Everything is about contract. Whatever court case you got, they can't make you do nothing. They got laws. You got to use their own laws against them. They got laws on the book that says they can't make you do nothing. It's everything that they do is by consent. Everything. Criminal, civil, all of it is consensual. Child support, all of it is consensual. If you consent, they're going to proceed. And you got to know how to stop them, and you got to take your consent back. They can't make you. And if it gets to the point, you can get to the point if they're going to ignore you, if you're doing it right, you go straight to the sheriff. You ain't got to go to the attorney general. Say, I need to take this affidavit before arrest warrant. Can't make me do that. You can only do that if I consent to doing it. That's why it's not about the 14th Amendment, about black and white. When you get into this black and this white stuff, man, that's where you get blinded. It has nothing to do with black and white. The greatest commandment was love. God said love one another. has nothing to do with black and white. When you get off into this color, that's when you start getting distorted. And their system is commerce. It's all about trust and contract law. Everything that you having to do every day is all about trust and contract law. And nobody can make you contract, period. Nobody. And so if you're tied up in these courts, that's because you contracted with them in these courts. You're saying that you want things, you're speaking like a double-minded man. When I ask you how you're going to handle your business, you tell me you're going to handle it private. Okay, if you're going to be private, you need to stay private. You can't mix private and public. I told you from the beginning, once you know who you are, and once you know who you're not, every situation you can handle with a letter. Every situation. You got to know who you are.
Okay, bro. All right. Well, I appreciate it. Let me go down here to the next one. All right. Area code 614. Winning your case before you ever go to court. How you think we ought to do that?
Hello?
Hello, what you doing, skiing?
No.
Okay, come on, let me have it.
Yeah, Albert. But I did everything I did. I did send that paperwork out to the Attorney General, and I sent a copy of it to the sheriff and everything else. But I think what I did wrong was I didn't do a notary presentment, and I didn't. At that time, to my acknowledgement, the upper court administrator at that time was on vacation and wouldn't be back until another couple of weeks. So at that time, the lower court judge made a decision in not removing it, if that has anything to do with it. But
all right. Okay. Well, the question was, how do we win our case before we ever go to court? So I'm going on to the next one. Area code 850. What is your answer to the question of winning your case before you ever go to court? How should we do that?
Islam Moore, I would have all paperwork preceding myself, and then, like the brother was stating, distinguish public from private, and attach all necessary documents to the private side. And from my understanding, that will determine jurisdiction. And also keeping in mind that, Noble Drew Ali said, just because we're born here, that doesn't make us a citizen. So I think it would be very important to distinguish private from public, attach those supporting documents to the private side, which would actually establish jurisdiction for their court.
Okay.
Islam?
All right. That's Islamo. All right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take 1 minute, just one, and then when we come back, I got some more questions for y'all. Y'all just hold on a minute.
Black History Month you find ridiculous. Why? You're going to relegate my history to a month? Oh, come on. What do you do with yours? Which month is White History Month? Well, come on, tell me.
Well, I'm Jewish.
Okay. Which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
Oh. Why not?
Yeah.
Do you want one?
No.
I don't either. I don't want a Black History Month. Black history is American history.
How are we going to get rid of racism?
Stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man. I know you as Mike Wallace. You know me as Morgan Freeman.
202. You with me?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, explain that trust to us, man.
I can't explain the trust to you in more 1 minute, but you gotta set yourself up. You gotta set your trust up, man. You gotta You got to understand, you already have two names. The one guy that was saying before that he claimed his name, once you claim that name is a trust, man. It is a trust. It's already a trust. You can either choose to operate that trust or you can change and get you a new trust. The name is a trust. It's all about the name. People be thinking it's the birth certificate. No, it's all about the name. It's the name. It's not the birth certificate. The birth certificate is important, but it's all about the name. You got a claim on your name. Until you claim that name back, they claim that they own that name. But they can never come out publicly and admit that they own that name, because if they come out in public and say, yeah, we really do own his name, they're violating the 13th Amendment of the United States Constitution, and they can't do that. That's what I keep trying to tell you. Everything that they're doing and everything that you are doing and everything that you're letting them do to you is by consent, brother. You consenting to it. Everything you're doing is by consent. They can't make you do anything. They can't force you to do involuntary servitude. It's against the Constitution. What Constitution? The Constitution that they took an oath to. They can't do it. They can't go against it. That's why I keep trying to tell you, it's not black. It's not white. They run in business. They run in commercial slavery. There's nothing changed from the back. There's nothing that's changed. People think they're free. They're not free. They just changed the name of the game. It's all about business. There's nothing that's changed.
Well, I have to agree 100%. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to look at a little more deeper aspect of some things. And this is something that I ran on the tail end of the last broadcast I done, but this time we're going to take about 9 minutes because we got plenty of time on the clock, and when I come back, I'm open up these lines again, and we're going to do some more dialoguing. How about that?
Okay.
All right, y'all hold on.
Your home for this interview.
Okay.
It's a very marvelous and lovely home.
Thank you. I'm glad to have you.
Brother Williams, I'd like to begin just by saying that it is said that truth will set us free. And it's obvious that we have not found truth because we are not a free people. And I have come here in Chicago to ask you to dig down into your wellspring of wisdom and your research. In the past, you've shared an innumerous amount of research with us. I want you to help us as African people find truth that will lead us to an understanding of our ancient history, back to Africa, back to ourselves, back home, that we may be free. And I'd like to begin this interview, sir, asking you, in your opinion, why it is that millions and millions of Africans, even on the continent and throughout the diaspora, cannot seem to marry themselves to their history. I know it's been presented to us in a distorted form, but why is it that we can't find our way back home?
Well, Clemson, it has something to do with the people who created the subject matter called history. And those people were the Europeans. They created history during the Renaissance era of Europe, during the age of supposed enlightenment for the Europeans. And we're talking about in the middle of the 16th century when the Renaissance for the learning process by way of literature and by way of a beginning organized school system for the Europeans, which was created in Europe, in Germany, for the very first time in world history. And in their curriculum, they created what is known as a subject called history. And as you know, whoever writes history controls history. So therefore, they wrote us as an African people out of history. And if they put us in history, they put us in history as a negative form or negative force. In other words, the only way that we can find our way back to our greatness is that we, as African people, have to claim ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt is the only entity in the whole entire world that will give us back our greatness. So we, as an African people, we're going to have to find our way back to ancient Egypt. And in so doing, you will find our greatness, which is lying unclaimed in the continent of Africa. And the second thing that's blocking us from understanding our history is that we're going to have to divest ourselves of all religions. Religions has divided us spiritually, mentally, and otherwise. So therefore, we're going to have to divest ourselves of all religions. We have to know that there's never been a man that ever walked the earth in human form of any race, creed, or color by the name of Jesus Christ. We have to know that there's never been a man that ever walked the earth in human form by the name of the Prophet Muhammad. We have to know that there's never been men that ever walked the earth in human form by the name of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, or Moses. That all religions are man-made, pagan, heathen, occult religions based on mythology. We're going to have to understand that. In order for you to understand anything about these religions, we're going to have to know ancient history. And in so doing, you will uncover the true facts about these man-made religions based on mythology. The third thing we're going to have to do is that we're going to have to understand that man created these religions, and in so doing, man created God. We're going to have to get away from this God concept, which is destroying us as a people, because we don't understand that concept, because they teach you that God is synonymous with the Creator, which is totally untrue, okay? And one has to remember some true facts about religion. One has to realize that a human being on earth, no matter what race, creed, or color that he or she belonged to, was created by their personal creator, who used their mother and father as human instruments to bring them forth into this world in human form, giving them an indwelling spirituality. But your Creator never gave you a religion. It was man who gave you the religion. Your Creator gave you an indwelling spirituality that's still indwelling inside of you at this very moment that I'm talking to you. Your spirituality is connected with the whole entire universe by way of your pineal gland. Every human has a pineal gland. And that pineal gland serves as a conduit between the human being and the whole universe. Okay? And the bottom of your pineal gland is your nostrils. What do you do with your nostrils? You intake air. You breathe to keep that indwelling spirit alive that's inside of you. And once you understand that, this conduit, the pineal gland, which is nothing but brain fibers that's connected in your brain, and your nose, like I said before, is the bottom of that, which intakes air to keep those conduit and your brain cells alive, and thereby keeping you in consciousness with the whole entire universe. This pineal gland serves as a conduit to connect you with your Creator. It serves as a receiver and a sender. Okay? And once you understand that it's you, the human being, having an indwelling spirituality that's connected to the whole entire universe. This is your spiritual power. This conduit exposes you consciously to the whole entire universe via this conduit that you have inside of you as a human being. And you also have to realize that there's a little voice in every human being on earth, and that little voice that you hear and talk to, and that little voice that gives you directions, gives you hunches and ideas and things of that nature. That's your Creator. This is given to you free by your Creator, who used your mother and father as human instruments to bring you forth into this world. You have to understand that. You have to also understand that Your Creator never gave you a religion. Your Creator gave you everything that you would spiritually need to sustain yourself as long as you live. But your Creator never gave you a religion. All these religions is the one that's keeping us down in chains and in bondage to these various religions. Because what happened, these religions clogs your artery between you and your Creator, simply because every religion has laws, rituals, customs, and ceremonies for an individual who embraces a religion to abide by. This keeps you in bondage, in spiritual bondage. You were born spiritually free. You were born free of that until your parents or someone introduced you to a religion that you know nothing about. Anybody who says that they are a Christian or a Muslim or Black Hebrew Israelite or a Jew or Buddhist knows nothing about those religions. You see? So one has to realize that. And then also one has to realize that there are 4 things that keep all religions together, or there are 4 things which is the glue that keep all religions together. Those 4 things are one's belief in the religion, one's faith in the religion, and every religion has literature that's attached to that various and forms of religion. In other words, the Christianity has the Holy Bible, Islam has the Quran, Judaism has the Torah and the Talmud. Those are religious literatures that's connected to these various religions, the 3 major Western religions. And the 4th thing that keeps these religions together is fear.
Okay, there you have it. The ultimate association of contract. We're opening back up these lines now. Now, fellas, there go my question. I hope y'all with me. Area code 843-202-614 and 850. How does this system of contract law play and commerce play? Because it all came along during the same time that commerce was going along. So it appears to me that this same system of contract associated with religion is the same concept that is being currently used today. What y'all think about that?
I think that's right, Ms. Zach, because you got your contract, you got your trust, and you got the religion. I mean, and all it's all part of commerce. All of it's a part of commerce. And the thing is, I hadn't started studying the trust yet. I do understand that the name is a constructive trust, but I myself don't know how to go set up a trust and operate through a trust. So right now, what I'm going to do is operate the way I know how. Because you set the trust up, what I'm hearing is if you set the trust up and you don't do it the right way, you could be drugged into court. So I ain't there yet when it comes to setting up a trust.
Okay.
But
all right.
Yeah, that's my take on it.
All right. Anybody else want to chime in on that question?
Yeah, they're running ecclesiastic. They're all running. The whole system in the United States and Europe is running through the Catholic Church.
Okay, he done pulled the king out. All right. So we know what's going on. So it's all the same system, and it's all in commerce.
But let me ask y'all this. I got to ask y'all this.
Okay.
Let me ask this. Y'all say it's a lot of people that wanna learn this information.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I don't see that is because for the conscious community, the so-called conscious community, if it was so many people that wanted to learn this stuff, why ain't nobody trying to learn their rights? And I'm talking about, put it this way, it should be to the point the way Tarhaka ain't got time to do a radio show because so many people trying to get his information, trying to understand what's going on. That's why I don't see it personally that everybody want this information. And I deal with it in my daily travels when I just talk to people at random.
Well, I have to disagree with you because Tarhaka's supposed to be doing the show twice a day.
I'm just saying, man.
But I can't because there's
I'm
so
just
many
saying.
people talking to me. I wish I could. Well, I know what you're saying. But you absolutely correct. But, brother, it's a slow process. We do have new people coming in, but what I'm finding out is I had to shift formation and get away from the system that I was using and spread that system out to expose these type of radio broadcasts to other people, because you still got people on the internet who do not know that there's a such thing as Blog Talk Radio and Blog Talk Radio shows.
You are right. I didn't know nothing about it.
Yeah, so we got to keep putting it out. We can't, they're there. They're there, they're going to, I look at it this way. This is the way I look at it. And I know the brother was talking about the God concept and all this right here, but I feel like the Creator will put people in the church such as should be saved. That's the only way I can look at it. When it's time for you to know this right here and go to the next step,
I agree.
It will be made available to you. That's all I can come up with. I just had to keep slinging some mud on the wall because I know if I sling enough, some of it got to stick. That's all I got.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%.
Really, what we really dealing with, what you're dealing with, every question and everything that y'all dealing with, what you got to understand is you're not dealing with a flesh and blood battle. This is a spiritual battle, and it is a lot of people. And what you guys are really coming upon, you're coming to the truth. It tells you the truth shall set you free. All this knowledge that you get, you just getting the truth. And sometimes some people can have the truth, but if you got the truth, and if you don't have it, and if you're not connected spiritually, you can have a whole lot of truth, and that just makes you an educated fool.
Let me ask this.
You have information.
I beg to differ with that. I think it's all of them combined. I don't just see it as a spiritual, because whenever they're attacking you physically.
No, it's spiritual.
Right?
Yeah,
I ain't saying it wasn't. I'm saying it's all of them combined.
Yeah, the root of it is spiritually. That's why you can't be that man on that driver's license. Remember, I keep telling you, you got to know who you are. Once you know who you are,
like I said, I know I'm not. I know I'm not that man on the driver's license. I know I'm not that all capital name.
It's impossible.
I know that's a corporation.
It's impossible.
I know that's a 14th Amendment citizen. I know that.
Well, now,
I know that.
My question is this. This is my question. All right, now, the title of the broadcast is winning your case before you go to court. And this is my take on it. This is the way I see it. First of all, I use a straight administrative process. If I'm the man of the house, that means I'm in control of everything that comes in the house. Okay, so if a letter comes in my home from a bill collector, a debt collector, or the sheriff's department or whatever, it is up to me at that point to deal with that, and I believe in dealing with it administratively under the term that's already set in this country under what's called contract law. So I would immediately deal with that. I would draw up the papers, and I would respond to that from a position of strength from my own contract, because I have a right to make contracts. And so that's the way I would do that. But then my main point in trying to get the people, because we on here talking, us guys here, but the switchboard is lit up, and there's a ton of people on here listening to this. So I'm not only communicating with you guys and holding dialoguing with you guys, but I'm also talking to a lot of other people that's already online, and then there'll be many, many other people that will go back when they get off of work to listen to this broadcast. So we're touching some lives. So I have to make sure that we answer the question of what do you do before you go to court. And in my opinion, I think it is having as much knowledge as you can about commerce, but more importantly, and what precedes everything else, is having knowledge of self and a detailed knowledge of history and your ancient story, because that is your power base. You can draw from that. You'll be surprised. It may seem not to match, but I can assure you it does match, and it does give you confidence, because there's one thing to do documents and be accustomed to doing and mailing and doing all this right here. But when you get in front of the man down there in that judge, you got to be able to pick him apart. He's got to know that, hey, look, this is, a man is here this time. You've been dealing with fictions all day long, but we got a man here. This common law jurisdiction is my time. I'm the prosecutor. This is not a civil matter. This is common law jurisdictional matter, so that means the lawyer can't say nothing. And so and that's your law. You put that in effect. So I'm able to do that and deal with these entities with confidence, no fear, because I have knowledge of self. And I'm a master contract law, but my strength and power comes from the fact that I know who I am, I know who they are, I have a extensive knowledge of our ancient story, the fact that the Greeks were never illiterate people. We had control of the Mediterranean and Atlantic. I can name other people on the land, and I knew that it was the people of African descent control the entire state of Florida, and all of that. This is the power base right here. Now that I have that, now I can officially deal with a contract and go other places. And this is my main focus of having this broadcast, to get this thing in proper perspective so we have it right, because we got a lot of stuff going on, brother. Well, you got to do this thing and you got to do that contract, and we're going to set up this and do that and do this. And okay, that's fine. Let's master that. But let's deal with what our ancient ancestors taught us in the beginning to make sure and ensure that we survive, and that is, man, know thyself. That's my position.
Okay, let me ask this then. When I sent them the notice and demand for rebuttal, and they didn't respond to it, what was I doing then?
Okay, anytime you send an affidavit and they do not respond, if you whatever time limit you gave
that was
them,
administrative
you gave
process,
them
right?
30
Yeah.
days.
I ain't
give
give
them
30
days,
days. Like 10.
Okay, if you gave them 10 days and they did not rebut, now this is what we got to understand, because an unrebutted affidavit stands proof. In other words, them sending you a letter telling you what they think about something, they ain't unrebutted, they haven't rebutted the affidavit, that's a bunch of crap. So on day 11 on your calendar, you need to be sending out a notice of fault with an opportunity to cure. If they didn't respond at all, you need to attach a certificate of non-response to it. Give them 5 days.
I didn't do that.
Okay.
I ain't do that. I left it with that one notice. That was the first and final. I wasn't even gonna do the full administrative process on them. I was just gonna send them a notice. I already know if they don't respond in 10 days, that's law. Whether they know it or not, that's what I know. The letter says it, and so I was already suing on the private side.
I
was already suing on the private side.
Think about this. If you sent that to them, you gave them 10 days. They didn't respond. So you got an unrebutted affidavit. Where that at? That's in their hands. That's in your hands. Now,
they got a copy.
What other
I got
evidence?
the original.
Yeah, but what other evidence outside of that? Because we ain't just talking about knocking the joker out.
Well, now
we're
the
talking
evidence,
about knocking him out and dragging him across the ring too. So we want to go over there. Go ahead.
Okay, well now what I do is now.
You just notice the clerk, man, and close the case out. Notice the clerk. You need to put the clerk on notice of your default, and if you're going to deal administrative, you can do administrative to the court. Tell the clerk to have the administrator to close the case. That's it.
Yeah, don't just stop there.
They will close it. If you're dealing with the court administrator, you can deal with the court administrator. You can cut that judge straight out. If they didn't contest your affidavit, move for you can motion the court for a dismissal. Just serve the other
Check
court.
this out. Y'all failing what I was doing. It was a setup. I mean, I was doing it for the money because I figured they would do what they think they could do. That's the only reason why I did it.
You ain't getting no money,
a game
man.
of chess.
You ain't listen. Why not? Getting no money.
You telling me?
Contract
wait a
with
minute.
them. You the same guy with the ticket.
Hear him out now. Wait a minute.
No,
Go ahead.
He obviously don't understand contract law. Then he obviously don't understand.
No, he do. But go ahead and finish telling us what you said.
How can you say that? I'm about to say, how can you say I ain't got no?
Come on now, we ain't got but 20 minutes. It's not all.
Okay.
Finish telling us what you said.
Okay, so I sent them the affidavit. It was unrebutted. Now, what I entered into evidence is the copyright. I also entered in the evidence the authenticated birth certificate. I didn't send her none of that. I didn't need to. I gave her a notice. That notice was unrebutted. That's my facts.
What's a notice?
What is it?
What's a notice? What's a notice?
It was a notice and demand for rebuttal. There's an affidavit. That's what I sent them.
Okay. Did they rebut your affidavit?
No, they didn't. She didn't. Did
you send them a notice of default and a right to cure and give them 3 more days?
I didn't need to do that.
All right. Well, now here's my question. Now,
if
wait a minute.
If you're going to finish it out, that's what you need to do.
Because you started the process, and what I'm trying to get you to understand that this is a process. We're talking about that.
I do understand that. I just
all
did.
right. So
all right.
let
me ask y'all this. Then this is what I mean. If I know that in 10 days, if they don't respond to it regardless, that's a fact, right? That's a fact that they didn't respond, and that's a fact that they acquiesced to my terms and conditions.
Yeah, all that's
a fact. I felt like I didn't need to.
In what jurisdiction? In their jurisdiction, they ain't got to respond to you. So?
In contract law jurisdiction, they do. And matter of fact, the fact that the judge.
The point is this. Let me. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Okay. Let me tell you what happened. This is real life. Okay. I dealt with a mortgage company. My mortgage company. Okay. I sent them out my thing. They sent me all kind of stuff. They didn't rebut their affidavit. They did that for weeks and weeks and weeks. None of that didn't shake my boat. But okay, when they got to day 15, that morning, I got up, I took the notice and got the notice of fault, opportunity to cure, everything, got it signed up. I made it look colorful, got my notary ready to sign and all that. I sent it out. I fired one shot. He go the second shot, which is notice of fault and opportunity to cure. Guess what happened? That afternoon when the mailman ran, he brought me a letter of surrender from the mortgage company. So what that meant was that I had fired 2 shots, but I fired 1 shot too many because it was over. But now, if you did not get a surrender and it wasn't solved, then what you're supposed to do is go ahead and exhaust the administrative process until they do. Because we're talking about, and the title of the broadcast is how to win your case without going to court. We ain't talking about going down in the boo house. We ain't talking about handling,
all right.
Thinking you got a shot in your pocket since they ain't do nothing. I got that in my pocket. We ain't talking about that. We're talking about a win. We're talking about a knockout. We're talking about dragging across the ring. We're talking about getting this done, man. We ain't playing with this thing.
Let me share this with y'all. Check this out. This is what my friend did. He had got a ticket, right? And he had like $700 worth of tickets. And what he did was he wrote them a common law abatement. And he gave this to the court. He served this to the court, to the magistrate court. And then about 3 months went by, and then the DMV sent him something saying they canceled his driving privilege, and he can't have a license no more. And I've been like, wow.
But he should have sent him an affidavit of congratulations.
I know. That's what I was telling them. I'm like, hell, they just let you know that you ain't got to worry about that no more.
Well, the thing is, remember what I told you now. Remember what I told you about being the man of the house. Whatever comes through that door, and in that door, that mailman gives you something, and it comes with one of them, hey, man, deal with it. I don't care what they say. You don't have no driver's license no more. Write them up, get your affidavit up, get them up there, put them under there, and put out some stuff, and make sure if you cause see one thing I know, you knock a joker out, and he tell you open one eye and say, well look, I'm knocked out. And lay back down, and first thing you got to say, oh no, you ain't knocked out. I'm finna, you gotta watch out for all of that. You gotta think about this thing, man. When you do, you got to stay on top of this stuff. You got to be diligent. If you send an affidavit out, I don't care what they send you. If they didn't rebut it, then you go into the next phase. And if they don't do that, then you go to the next phase. Now, when you get down to the notice of fault and dishonor and the certificate of non-response, and send that if they ain't done nothing, then now we're officially ready to go to the claim. We do the claim, take the claim, attach everything to it, going on down there, and lay it down. Okay? You got a copy of everything you done. You done told them you a man, this is a common law jurisdiction, you the prosecutor, you shutting it all down, and that's it. Because what we looking for is the all the way knock out. We looking for a knockout. We getting rid of this. We're just using the process, do this in an attempt to settle the matter prior to going to court. And if we do go to court, whoever coming in there that we done dealt with, if they do come in there, they on crutches, they in contractions, they got an impacted femur, they in a neck brace or whatever. So we won by the time we go down there. Okay? So that's what I'm saying about this situation.
Let me ask this. So whenever you ask them what jurisdiction they operate in, civil or common law, that's how you invoke the common law?
Well, the thing is, first of all, you got to understand the judges and prosecutors' position. Immediately, if you walk in there, first of all, you walk in the shark tank. You got a prosecutor on the left, you got a judge sitting in front of you. It's all about dollars. When you walk in, when we call his name and he comes up here, we finna get paid. You got to make sure that nobody don't get paid but you. You got to have everything in order. So when you come in there, just tell me, hey, man, Judge, before we get in, first of all, you just call out this right here, the primary shareholder of the All Caps franchise. Some things I don't understand. I need to, I'm willing to settle this. I'm here to settle this today. I just need to ask the question. Please, sir, is this a civil matter or common law jurisdictional matter? If he tell you some mess about a statutory jurisdiction, do you know how to shut him down on that? You say, hey, ain't no such thing. But if it ain't no body, if there's no dead body, there is no armed robbery, there ain't no ambulance report, nobody got cut, shot, killed, or dead. This is common law jurisdiction. You say, okay, Judge, I appreciate you giving us this for the record. I'm ready to proceed. Now, at that point, when he tells you common law, that means that the prosecutor, you and him is talking, and the other half of the courtroom is shut down. And if the prosecutor sneezes, you can say, Judge, I'm going to have to count that as some kind of response from the prosecution for the record. And the judge, of course, the judge is defending, he sneezed. He didn't say nothing.
So that's invoking common law then, right? That's what that is? That's invoking it, right?
Yeah. You a man on the land. Okay. The United States Supreme Court done already said that a black man ain't got no rights that a white man need to respect. So he ain't got nothing but the land. And you go in there and tell him, I want my constitutional right. And say, bailiff, give it to him. Take him across the street. Okay, this is my recommendation. Go over there to YouTube and type in Carl Lentz, Karl, and then Lentz. And we're going to deal with this man and this woman and this common law. With the IRS, child support, mortgage, all of it. Right there. He cover all of it. He said, I don't give a poot. Who said what? I'm a man. the guy laid out for you, and I really enjoy listening to him.
What about Anthony Williams? I heard him on your show. Now he went in on his YouTube videos.
Oh yeah, he went in, man. He was raising sand inside what? The Boo Boo House. See, what we're talking about tonight is, well, he's a bad
not going
boy.
in. I know.
I'm gonna get him back on the broadcast, and that was fantastic because we got a lot of brothers and sisters that are actually inside the courtroom and fighting these battles. We can't deny that. So they need help too. So he was fantastic in bringing that to them. And coming up Friday night at 7 p.m., we're gonna have his partner on, Chief Murray, and hopefully we can get him back on. And Sister Shirley Stewart will be on as well.
Tarhaka, you got to send out email blast, man.
Hey, well, man, all y'all got, I got to only do so much now. Y'all want my free report, go ahead and send me an email to Tarhaka53@hotmail.com, Tarhaka53@hotmail.com, and let me send y'all this free information that I have for those of you who haven't received it. And I did do some emails today, but I didn't get them all because I had to get this little lawsuit thing out. So I got that off my plate, got it launched, got it dated, time stamped, all on the books. We're ready to go and exhaust this on that, and then I got to get to the next because I'm dealing with 4 people.
Bro, okay, yeah, because I haven't been able to catch your show because I got your email blast. That's what I'm saying. You normally send it out, and I catch your show.
All right. Well, next time so I got until Friday to put up the next one. So I'm gonna try to do as many more emails as I can and put it out on Facebook and Google Plus and Twitter and all of that stuff. Because I'll do that tomorrow. It'll be this show we did tonight will be going out, and I got my gym open now, so we are doing that every other day. So tomorrow the gym open, then Friday night we'll be back on the air, and then we're gonna skip Saturday, open the gym. And come back, let's see, Tuesday night we'll have Sophia Stewart on here. So y'all call in, man, and we'll open up the lines, and we can talk about this thing, and we get this stuff down to everybody, get this down to a science.
All right. Peace to the gods.
All right. Well, brothers and sisters, I appreciate y'all listening in. We're moving down to the close. I have another commercial to go to, and after that, then we'll be going into a close. And I look to see y'all Friday night, man. I thank y'all so much for coming in on tonight, okay?
All right, Tarhaka.
All right, brother. Y'all take it easy. Right. I'm going to go ahead and close this thing down here. All right, now let's go into our commercial.
Hi, I'm Tarhaka Amana El Bay. Call me toll-free 877-647-2071. That's 877-647-2071. One of the best kept secrets in America is using your own contracts to eliminate debt. Go to newdebtelimination.com. That's newdebtelimination.com. Call me, Tarhaka, toll free 877-647-2071.
Okay, we're going to be coming back. That'll be January the 9th. At 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll have Chief Murray. Now, Chief Murray is an ex-federal marshal for the United States Justice Department. And Shirley Stewart will be with us. She is one of the few general contractors, electricians, a sister, that they did not like what she was doing, and the fact that she was a sister and she was a head electrician and handled all these houses and these contracts. And I mean, they tried to come down on her like a ton of bricks. She'll be on here with us along with Chief Murray Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And, of course, you all know Sister Sophia Stewart, the actual author of the book The Terminator that they made the movie off of, and The Matrix that they made the movie off of. However, they took her work, they stole it, and they made the movie Terminator, and they with Arnold Schwarzenegger and them, and then they made the movie The Matrix with Lawrence Fishburne and them, and she didn't know it, but she found out about it, and she had a terrible fight with him, and but as it was all over with, she won. She'll be our guest Tuesday night, January the 13th. So make sure that y'all tune in to Morris Talk Live 100. And, of course, we'll have the Morris American government or the Grand National Chairman will be coming on to do part 2 of the broadcast that we have previously done. And there are other special guests that will be on. And so y'all make sure that y'all tune in. Keep in mind, for those of you who would like to receive my free reports, just send me an email to Tarhaka53@hotmail.com. The way you spell that is TARHAKA53@hotmail.com. That's Tarhaka53@hotmail.com. Either you can go to newdeadelimination.com. You can click on the Contact Us page, put your information on, and I will immediately send that to you to your email. Okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know that I don't care what you do and how much knowledge you get, brothers. We can't do it without the sisters, and we need to know how to view them. So I'm going to let my boy come in here. Me and him go all the way back to the 70s. Y'all sit there.
Oh, baby, yeah. A man can't do no more than a woman let him. And a woman won't make mistakes if she knows that she'll regret them. A woman will stick by you through thick and thin. And with a woman like this, I know I've got to win. I know I got a sure thing. Honey, I know I got a sure thing. I got a sure thing. I got a sure thing. Oh, yeah. I just want to tell the world how sweet you've been to me, babe. Yeah. Another thing I like to say about my baby. My baby and I've been together through all kind of weather. No matter what happens, we'll always be together. And when I see her talking with some fellas out in the street, I don't worry about it, cause when the conversation be over, she coming straight home to me. I know I got a sure thing. Honey, I know I got a sure thing. I know I got a sure thing. I got a sure thing. Lord, yeah. Baby, I leave home from work in the morning with a satisfied mind. I don't have to worry about my baby I left behind. I come home in the evening, my bath water's in the tub, my dinner's on the table. Guess what? My aching back